And...
It's time for Transformers, the show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, you get everyone on in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot fan's wet dream. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her on, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and the flow. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers, the show!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Transformers the Show. So I was trying to press all the comments there, and I thought I'd done them all, but then I've just realised there's loads more comments down there, and I haven't clicked any of them. So apologies. I'll get to them in 2 seconds. But tonight, we've got a really fantastic show coming up for you tonight. We're going to discuss our favourite storylines from the comics, whichever happened. Plus, to do that with us is a very special guest. A very warm welcome to John Paul Bove. Thank you so much for coming on, sir. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our honour, indeed. We start out, as always, with the news, but I'm also joined by Andy and Pete. Thank you for joining me. It's been a busy day. Are you okay? Andy's got shit internet today.
Crap. You're breaking up constantly at my end. It's so bad.
You got to turn
I'm just going to guess what we're doing. Never.
Too many feet images you're uploading. You just got to chill out for a minute.
Let me just close the windows.
There you go.
Should take about an hour.
That's what makes the money.
Anyway.
Right, so should we start with the news? But
we can try.
All right, let's do it. Let's try it.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Oh, I picked up a bad week to give up drinking. Right. I'm joking. I haven't given up drinking. Right. Takara Tomy did a broadcast, a special live shopping stream via their Takara Tomy Mail website to show off Missing Link Ultra Magnus. That's Missing Link C10 Ultra Magnus. So we're going to look through some images of this wonderful, wonderful figure that some people are really excited for and some people could not care less. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, you're allowed to comment. Don't just sit there in silence, otherwise it gets dull really quickly. Especially with my Wi-Fi, there's only so much I can say.
I've worn the same top that the woman's wearing in the previous photo, and it's almost the same colour as Ultra Magnus. I think it's all right. Like, this is the one where maybe I might dive in. It's just quite expensive, isn't it? It's more than I thought it was going to be. It's over £100. Is it £150?
Well, it's about 130, 140, depending where you get it from. But don't forget that the Sunstreaker that we had and the Corden, I think it was as well, they were both about between 80 and 90. So when you think about the size of this toy compared to them, actually, it's still expensive, obviously, but like it's not ridiculous, if that makes sense.
Not sure.
I don't know if you heard any of that.
We heard you loud and clear.
Oh, thank God.
You're coming through perfectly. It's weird. It's one of those toys where a lot of G1 toys I've really wanted as a kid. You look at the catalogue and think, oh, I can't wait to get that. I never ever felt that with Ultra Magnus. Never looked at it and thought, I really want that as a kid. So there's no nostalgia there for it. Kid Paul didn't like it, and adult Paul's not a fan either.
I loved him in the film, but apart from the fact he obviously is a kind of a bit rubbish, but I love the look of him and the size of him. Sorry, JP, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, as a kid, I managed to pick up just the trailer for 50p from a school fair, like and so for ages I just had that with no bits that I would occasionally plug Optimus Prime into and imagine what the rest of it looked like. But I have to say, in all those years, I never thought, what would it be like to be able to slightly tease apart Ultra Magnus's legs by like an inch?
You liar.
Oh no! If I was going to tease it apart, it'd be a lot wider than that. Yeah, so it doesn't do. Absolutely doesn't do much for me. But I think it's because we've had a lot of really good Ultra Magnuses, Magnapedes. We've had a lot of them. I really like the Masterpiece. I've really liked the sort of the last two. Was it the Studio Series 86 and the whatever the line before that was that's completely gone out of my head? Legacy, Earthrise,
Siege,
whatever.
Siege,
that'll do.
All that, yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, looking at the back, it's
It's supposed to be more secure than the original was. Although on my,
Oh, definitely.
I still have my original Magnus, and on mine, he never really fell out. Like you'd have to shake the thing. You'd have to really try and get mine to fall out. So I don't know if it was different for other people. But yeah, they've secured him better in case you give it a shake. So that's what that photo is to show. It's not just like, here's the back of a figure. Right, we'll move on to this lad.
Very disturbing messages popping up at the bottom that I don't know. I don't know if we need to intervene or call someone. But,
welcome to the live chat.
This is pretty much the same every week. Just go with it. Cosmos from Earthspark. Lots of people liked his design in Earthspark. You can buy a figure of it. Deluxe, no less. These are official images. I'm trying to find out where did they come from. Well, they were shared on the TFW 2005 boards anyway, and I think then on TFW 2005. So, who wants to buy Chunky Cosmos? Oh, aye. He's got some girth to him.
Frisbee.
Yeah.
Well,
very crispy.
He's like a frisbee with a Victoria sponge sat on top. Which seems to be how they do Cosmos. Because although I really like the again, whatever line the last Cosmos was, they seem to be giving them the really big top in the flying saucer mode, which is I mean, he's physically the closest to a Transformer that I could dress up as, I would say, because of that. But
I really want it, but it just doesn't go with anything in the collection. It's just completely ridiculous.
He looks like he's got a rotary telephone on his chest. Those child phones that you get, the little Tommy Tito one they call Fisher Price phones. What he looks like, he's got his tongue.
I like his little head.
I love his little eyes. Yeah, his eyes just peeking out so he can see where he's going.
Yeah. He's basically Jamiroquai's hat.
Oh, virtual insanity.
Yeah.
Anyway, there he is. I was going to say arriving soon, I'm sure, if not available already. There's also a video out that I haven't got, but it's a 360-degree official video where you get to have a look at him on there. And there's loads of other photos around. I actually found I could have downloaded tons of photos of this, like the Ultra Magnus. But I didn't. Anyway, there's the instructions if for some reason you need to see them.
Why did you download the instructions?
It was just part of the photos, and I was really just going.
I like that now. I like looking at the instructions.
I want to see the instructions. For all those people who wanted to do it hard panther, and I can ruin it for them immediately. No hard panther for you.
Look away now if you don't want to see how he transforms.
Like I said, lots of pictures of Magnus, because here's some more pictures of Magnus. This time on display at the Volks Akihabara Hobby Paradise 2 in Tokyo, Japan. I'm sure I've murdered the pronunciation there, but it doesn't matter.
The important thing is the very slightly apart legs, which really I can't praise enough.
There is a photo that I've seen where he's actually, you can bend the knee and everything, and it does look more than just slightly apart. It's not amongst these photos, though, so I bring it up for that reason. Look at that ankle tilt. Suits you, sir. There's at least 2 degrees.
That could be on your OnlyFans page, that.
Big blue feet. And I mean, I'm not sure what that picture's really supposed to be showing us, because the old one, you could do that with his arms. So anyway, there you go. And there's his head. I'm excited. I'm gonna. Well, I'm saying I'm gonna buy it. I certainly intend to, because it's good. And I love the original G1, and this is that, but with articulation. So what the hell? Now, if you like that, you'll love this. Look at that, eh?
Ooh.
Somebody on Facebook made a comment about not having enough pixels in my photo. It's not my photo, numbnuts. It's it's one that I downloaded. This came off Japanese. It didn't bother me. Wanker. This is off the Japanese website Rakuten, however you say it. This is their listing for their new Transformers miniature package collection Wave 1 by Takara Tomy, but this is literally what they put up for the image. Now
did they take it on their Game Boy camera? It looks like
no, they used a potato.
Is it because the actual toy is like a grain of rice in size, and
That's it. Because they're tiny.
That's just the best you can do under an electron microscope.
What is this? An Optimus Prime for ants? But yes, it is.
Yeah.
G1 Japan packaging of Convoy, Optimus Prime, Meister, which is Jazz in Japan, Bumblebee, Megatron, Galvatron, and Scourge. And according to the listing, you can buy the full set for about $13 in US money. Planned for release by December this year. This is the only image.
13.
So, yeah, $13. These are small things. These are not big things. I think they're like. Have you seen the little kids? You might have done. There's little kids' toys. They're actual toys they sell to kids of little mini tiny versions of products and just like random crap. And the kids love it. It's like, why? It's just, oh look, it's a tiny cereal box, like really tiny. What's the point? Anyway, kids, they're daft now. Should we move on to something better? This is an upgrade kit for Studio Series Megatron, and lots of people are just receiving theirs. I have been in the last week or two. You can get an upgrade kit for it already, or you will be able to because it's pre-order from Go Better Studios, and it seems to be some gap fillers and is it the cannon as well? I'm trying to remember. There's definitely one.
Crotch, I think.
It's
back of the crotch.
Where he blew the back of his pants out.
I mean, the bottoms of his feet.
Yeah, they.
Bit
of butt adjustment. Look at that. You looked and went, yeah, I really want that. Yeah, okay, we'll put that.
Going behind the paywall.
I like gun butts and I cannot lie.
And then he's fallen over.
I think
so it's not even a cannon.
It makes
but there's
me.
a DNA
I look
tag
at
on
mine. Like I was absolutely fine and happy with mine, and now all I can see is those stupid gaps that they've pointed out. Like,
yeah, ruining toys for everyone.
Ruin my kid.
Thanks, third party. Right, moving on.
And the thing is, I'm always displaying Megatron facing away from me, so that's going to be really important.
We've had this debate so many times about the photos of the back of the figure. Like, how many times? You're not going to pose it like that. Yolo Park. They've announced reissues of their PMK series Bumblebee movie Shockwave and Earth Mode Optimus Prime model kits. So here they are. There's naked Shockwave. When you take all the outer bits off, that is scary. If you want to pose him slightly turned away from you.
Look at that ass.
Go with those thick thighs. On the plus side, of course, it's got coloured plastic parts with no need of glue or painting, which we can all appreciate. Would you pose him like that with like the outer bits? Like, what is the... Anyway. And apparently these are available in limited quantities via the Yolo Park website at $175 each, US dollars. US orders will be delivered by November of this year.
I'm not
So
sure.
if you really want these?
No. $200 almost.
These are not for me. Cancel them immediately. There you go. Highly detailed, highly expensive.
They must.
So
Are
that's
they
it.
really big? Because the AMKs, which I think are amazing, are like 50 quid. So is this
30
just loads
centimeters
more bits?
tall. These are 30
So it-
centimeters. And they were originally released back in 2022, apparently.
Oh, are they? Okay.
That's what it says here.
Oh, so they're quite big, but
Hey, it's been a
There's
while
lots of
since we've
bits.
seen the tape version.
Yeah.
Yeah, loads of bits. Too many bits almost. Right, we'll move on to the lad. So via Twitter, ex-user Riot Control 2501, we have in-hand images of the upcoming Transformers Generations Armada Nemesis Prime. Not quite sure how they got it, but they got it. And they didn't bother tidying the desk.
don't move. They can't see us if we don't move.
Yeah, that's how you pose a figure. None of this articulation nonsense. Just have them statically stand there.
What's the opposite to movement?
What has happened to Nemesis Prime's face?
Yeah.
So it's
unpainted.
based. It's literally based. The face. Well, it's not. It's just very dark. It's
Right.
literally the damage is based off one scene from one episode where he appears in Armada, where he's basically gets his head essentially blown off, but then he's able to fix himself. So he's like indestructible almost, and his head forms back together. And it's like they've paused it at one moment in that scene and gone, "That's what we want it to look like, and that's what we're getting."
I thought they
So-
kind of they're giving him a cabbage leaf for a faceplate instead of a
It has the same effect.
deleted scene.
But you won't ruin this for me, JP. I shall be buying this. Oh yes. Well, I will once they put it up for pre-order. It's up for pre-order in Japan, but I don't live in Japan, so I'm hoping for it to come for pre-order here.
Have you got the normal Prime?
Yeah, the one on the left. Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
I love that. Honestly, it's my favorite Optimus Prime toy at the moment. It's just brilliant. Screw Studio Series Optimus Prime. There, I said it. No,
I can see his hands quite clearly there.
Oh yeah, you really can. You always could, though. You always could. The original, you could. It was even more egregious on the original. And it can hook up to the trailer, but it doesn't come with the trailer. So yeah. There you go. We're zoomed in too close. So you can hook it up to the trailer, and you can wear the wrong trousers, as Bisto Yeti pointed out earlier this week. You can put the trousers of Armada Optimus Prime on, but he's not got any of his own, so I'm not sure the why behind that. But anyway, somebody has it in hand. They're not me, so
Literally, they had it in hand in the previous picture.
yeah,
You can see 2 fingers there.
Yeah.
there's definitely a hand, without a doubt. And there it is next to their phone, and a nice Joker mug, and
a
that's
Switch
the...
2.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the Switch 2. Sorry, it's not.
Switch 2, yeah. They're really showing off in these pictures, aren't they? Just look at what I've got.
Yeah.
Here's my gold brick in the next picture.
It could be
Here's the
something
keys to my Ferrari.
That'd be pretty impressive, to be fair. Then that takes us on to this. This is... What is this? Oh, yes. This is from 3.0, the DLX scale Bumblebee movie Cybertron mode Optimus Prime. So we've already seen a Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime from Yolo Park. This is the 3.0 version. And there's also Coronation Starscream coming up as well. I can't remember how big these are, and the information isn't in the stuff that I've downloaded, but they're pretty big, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one at the back, to be clear. Pretty big. I mean, the photos, look, this is the thing, right? You look at these photos and you do kind of think, wow, that looks amazing. But unless you're going to keep that setup constantly in your house somewhere, it's just going to be another big Optimus Prime, really. But it does look nice.
But it is. But you just summed it out with that sentence. It's just another Optimus Prime. It's just another Optimus Prime. It's like how many? I don't know. It annoys me.
Got a big gun.
Massive.
And then there's Coronation stuff.
For the best Optimus Prime, aren't we? We're just trying to find the best Optimus Prime, the one Optimus Prime, to sort of rule them all. And you sort of get Studio Series, and that was really good. And Earthrise was really good. And there's that MPG one, and the one they released in Japan, which is a mixture of all of them. I don't know. It's almost like we can't have enough Optimus Prime. Just have to keep replacing them.
Well, yeah.
You pretty much described the way that I could enjoy Transformers is like,
Yeah.
oh, here's Hot Rod. He's the best. Oh, they made another one. Oh, that one's better. I'll have that one. Oh, but they won't improve on. Oh, Christ, that one's quite a bit better, isn't it? Oh, well, I'll swap that one out. That's been me for about the last 20 years, I think.
I'm sure it'll stop one day. Hasbro will be like, do you know what? We've made enough money. So that's it. Let's just stop for a bit.
It will stop with my death, but it will continue beyond me.
Yeah. Hell yes. And then we have Transformers Day coming up, which is on the 17th of September at the Battersea Power Station store in London. At 10 a.m. there will be the ultimate reveal when the next Transformers Titan will make its debut. So there's a bit of a debate. Some people think it's just going to be the Studio Series Grimlock that we've seen, but others have suggested it's not, and it's going to be something new and different, with some people speculating Metroplex, a new Metroplex, and other people speculating other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head. So speculate away. What Titan could this be?
Overlord. Oh, that'd be amazing.
It would. Actually, yeah.
Is
I want in Titan class, though.
Power Prime.
Yeah.
Yes, Powermaster Prime. Give us a Powermaster Prime, you bastards. That would be nice. But you can go to
very
that
nice.
Seat Power Station and you can meet Transformers legends Simon Furman, Frederick Chong Fan, and Pai Pa. Can't remember that name. Joining
that's
in
right.
store for 2 meet and greet sessions, one between 11 and 12:30, one between 3 and 4:30, and your chance to meet the creators who helped shape the Transformers universe with the Transformers meet and mingle between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and a Q&A session, and a welcome drink, and a fun Everyone Wins Tombola, and Toys R Us, friend of the show, Toys R Us, will be hosting. He will be
The
there.
host with the most.
The hostest with the mostest. Paul, did you download that video you said you were going to download?
100% not.
Standard. Then we
I
shall
will
move on.
Do it now.
Enjoy
whilst
enjoy
you
Transformers
third
Battersea
party.
Power Station on the 7th. I'm going to move
I don't
on.
think, is that what it was about?
No, it was about something else, but I just go through the news in order, and that was the next thing. So I just didn't want to skip it if you had it. Anyway, we'll carry on, and when you've got it ready, we'll go back to it.
Alright.
Especially as you're the one who knows what it's about. Anyway, thanks to TFW 2005 board member Noon and other sources, information has been supposedly leaked about price changes for Transformers Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader price increases in 2026, which we kind of had heard something about previously. According to this information, Deluxes will go up to $27.99. This is in dollars, but usually they just translate it straight over pretty much into pounds. Voyagers will go up to $42.99. So again, if they translate it straight across, we're talking £43 Voyagers. And Leaders up to $59.99, which is a £5 increase on the $55 that we currently are charged. But there's no official confirmation of this, just to be clear. So we don't know that this is for definite, but it looks likely. Any thoughts, comments other than bastards?
Well, yeah, it's not ideal, is it? But let's be honest, it's been happening with every other commodity on the globe. And the only thing you can probably say with Transformers, whilst I'm not necessarily defending the upgrade, a lot of the engineering has moved on massively. And that doesn't come at a cost.
But I think, there is the orange-faced elephant in the room.
Yeah.
They've slapped a ton of tariffs on everything, and a lot of it goes through from there to the US first, and that's just going to affect everything. So
yeah. I mean, we've had enough companies.
Who'd have thought?
On it. Yeah, who could have ever thought this could be an effect?
It was completely unforeseeable.
Let's move on to happier news then. No, wait, it's not working. Let's try again. There we go. So, via the official Takara Tomy T-Spark website, our first promotional image of the upcoming Transformers crossover with Evangelion figure has been shown. It's a color sketch of an Optimus Prime robot with some elements and deco of the EVA-01 unit from Evangelion. Probably said that wrong. It looks like a retool of the Takara Tomy legendary Optimus Prime mold from 2018, apparently. Those aren't my words. They're the words of Top Gear magazine, of whoever shared this news. So I went a bit partridge there. No concrete information about price, release date, anything like that, but it will be coming. So there's the image, and if it looks like that, would you be happy, people? Would this be something that would tempt you? Or is it just Optimus Prime in Evangelion colours?
I could have coloured that. That's what I reckon.
No, you couldn't.
I could have had a go.
I mean, I feel like JP's probably got more jokes
I was
than
just saying,
you.
my joke was going to be I'd refuse to colour that. But yeah, no, I don't. I don't know anything about Evangelion, as Ed is pointing out in the thing there. So it's lost on me a bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here's Ed. Evangelion. I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
It's a couple of years old now, isn't it? I remember Evangelion coming out, and I didn't watch it, and I sat down and watched it with my kids about a year ago before they went to school, when they were about 5 and 7, and it was probably inappropriate for them, but they really liked it. It's just giant mechas, isn't it, that they get to ride.
I think is it not decades old? Hasn't it been around
I
for
was
like
going to say it's quite old.
30 years or something? Ed will know.
Yeah. Can you tell we're all big fans of Evangelion?
In my head,
Yeah.
1990 is now almost 12 years old.
Yeah,
That's
I have
where
the
I
same.
think,
Yeah,
Yeah.
2000 is like recent. That's quite close.
yeah, a couple of years back.
Right, let's move on. Remember that Barricade, the Hasbro Studio Series Dark of the Moon Barricade we saw that we were also impressed with? Well, here's some screenshots of a video Hasbro put up of it. There you go.
That says last night on that one.
Yep, last night. That's the one I meant.
That's the, yeah. I've tried to block out Transformers the last night as best as I can.
I said this when we showed this the first time it was showed. The actual toy of that Barricade from that film, the last night, not Dark of the Moon. You lied to me. I actually quite liked. I didn't think it was bad. This looks worse than that did.
Oh, okay.
Like the car mode of it looks beastly. Which reminds me, I saw something earlier in the week as well that the actual car that was used in the film is up for sale. That police car. I'd love to own that.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like $500,000 or something nuts?
Oh yeah, it wasn't cheap. It was similar in price to buying some of those 3.0 things. Right. Anyway, there's the other side of the car, just in case you wanted to see what it looks like.
I think the car looks cool.
Yeah, the car.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like RoboCop's car. RoboCop would drive it.
Maybe. Yes, he would. You are right, Paul. I completely agree. There we had this image. So this is from Mattel Creations Hot Wheels Transformers Nemesis Prime. This came via Facebook. It's our first teaser image. It's literally just a black redeco, obviously, of the Optimus Prime that Hot Wheels released that was transformable. No official webpage or additional details of this yet. We literally just had this image. I seem to remember the original Mattel Hot Wheels Optimus Prime, the transformable one, being A, expensive for the size of the thing, and B, selling out really quickly. So I'm guessing the same will be true for this. Lee, I know you're in the chat somewhere. This is for you.
Can you tease the legs apart like half a centimetre? Because that really is a deal breaker for me. I'm prepared to spend 50
If anyone
pounds
can,
more.
you can. Get on it.
Wow. It's my personality that does it.
Oh dear. I completely forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, this was expensive. The Optimus Prime version of this was expensive. I remember for the size of it, and but people will buy it. Of course they will. Everyone's favorite mini bot, Windcharger. So, and again, another video. So these are screenshots from that of Studio Series Windcharger. And the last photos that I got, the Barricade and the screenshots were from TM Reviews, bless him. And he put this up and said it was Cliff Jumper rather than Windcharger. But he has edited it since then, I noticed. So he spotted his mistake too.
I like it how we stole his pictures and then just called him out for things.
I'm calling him out because I thought I'd do it because somebody will say, "Oh, you've got the name wrong." Literally, not my photos.
Are we all going to display him lying down?
I don't.
He's supposed to be from the movie.
He's got like a blaster part in the back to show that he was shot in the back. Was he shot in? Is that what we're saying?
I don't think they showed it, did they?
No, he was off screen.
No,
his body got dragged in with wheel jacks, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't see the death.
Yeah,
I think wasn't he supposed to die in one of the scenes that either didn't get animated or they'd started animating and then they cut for whatever reason.
I could only assume that he got killed by a spider web made of urine.
Oh, the old piss urine death.
Yeah.
How many times?
It's how I want to go.
Oh, there you go. Why? I'm not right. Sticking it to the front of the car. What is that supposed to show? It's just. Anyway. And then from
Mellow Shade's in the chat. Mellow Shade will know.
Yay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Transformers 1 Arachnid. Year and a half too late, but it's here, and that's the important thing for people who want it. In fact, it's not actually out yet, so it'll be really close to 2 years.
It's still not out.
No, not out yet.
And the film they released a year and a half ago.
Oh, Hasbro, what are you like? Anyway, there it is, and then the alt mode, which is that flying thing, because it's not. It looks like a drone, if anything. I'm not seeing anything official about what it is. And to finish off the mainline news, Simon Furman will be appearing at Minicon Reading. I want to say he's going to possibly doing a panel with Dave Wallace on Dreamwave again. I'm pretty sure, it's pretty certain. I think it's on that lost issue of the Transformers Armada comic.
I think he's actually appearing like that as a giant floating head, like Games Master.
Games Master.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
I think that's what they're doing. He's going to help you like do cheat codes to
from
Sonic
games
and
from
Knuckles.
1993.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Finally.
They tell you how to do all of the Mortal Kombat death moves.
We've been screaming out for it, and finally. Right, and that is the mainline news.
Malachete is supposed to represent his magnetic powers.
Oh, is it? It doesn't. It looks like
that's
a
why he
splash
also said that. I don't understand how he does that.
Not bladder control.
Right. I think I've got the video to play, so
Oh,
let's try and play
cool.
it. All right, let's try and add it to stage. Then I go over here. Then I press
Oh,
play.
yeah.
Oh, it's the Titan. That's what it's for.
Disclosure averted. Continue
No, not Titan.
observation.
How's the concept going? There's been a lot of sea creatures that we have done already. So we want to make sure that this is unique and stands out.
How are you handling the bot moves? I think it's really easy to overlook the
Yes.
bot move, which is equally as important.
Yeah, we did discuss this a bit where it's like there's essentially two paths that we can go, where it stays very traditionally evergreen shockwave, which is like our G1 kind of standard, or we can bring in more of those alt mode elements into him.
Super excited to share this with you, and we'll have updates coming soon. And until next time, talk soon. Thanks.
So it's not the Titan. It's the chooser figure. You know, the one where you could vote on what you wanted it to be. And Shockwave was the character that won. And the alt mode for him is going to be something aquatic.
I mean,
I can read it.
if it's not called, if it's not called Sharkwave, then literally there's no point living.
Not going to reinvigorate the franchise. We get Shockwave and make him into a fucking sub. I just don't understand. I just don't. They've probably gone, oh no, this is what happens when you give people a voice.
Well, these are the same people that chose Victorion's colour scheme.
Oh,
I find the most rancid colour. I hated colour in Victorion. That the two colours, I was like, oh, yeah, good.
Well done.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway,
downsides.
yeah, it's setting it some kind of aquatic sea monstery thing, or it'll be a whale, or it'll be
Sharkwave. It writes itself.
got to be there. Come on, Hasbro.
Right, should we do a third party news?
Let's do it.
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe to toe with Combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fire phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can metamorph and use mega force, but Combat Optimus is still standing.
Ooh,
Every cousin's calling you out there.
It's been intense.
I complained about Victorian at TF Nation, so.
Which is fine. You're allowed to. You've got an opinion. Right, there's loads of photos of this, so I am just going to keep clicking through. But basically, what we've got from here from New Age Toys via their official Facebook account is images of the new variants of their H74 Cho, which is their Legend Scale 6-shot. So there's two color variants. This is the first one. This is the toy deco, but this is the Western toy deco. So this is what we would have got if you bought 6-shot back in the 80s.
Oh no.
It's a great color. The cream. That cream is perfect, isn't it? That's 90s, 80s
And
cream.
I feel now that I've got 14 Legends figures that I am a bit of a connoisseur, and I feel like this is the best color.
I prefer this to the next one that we're going to see, but the next one we are going to see does have arguably an advantage, which when we finally get to it, because like I said, there's a lot of photos of this. New Age really making sure we knew this thing can change modes, and I love a bit of 6-shot action. Who doesn't?
Can I just say I have not seen the Mega Empress version of Victorion, so I don't know. Sorry. Just trying to reply.
It's imagine Megatron for the main body, and then like
Oh.
a purple one, a yellow one. What are the other colours? Somebody in the chat can tell us.
If they're not that sickly blue green and that not quite red,
No,
then
they're not. No.
Then I'm sure it's better.
There you go. And then this is the second variant. So this is H74EXR Cho. And this is the Japanese Deco, I think. If it's not Japanese, it's metallic. Might be the metallic one because it's shiny. Looks very shiny. In fact, I'm starting to think it's the metallic one. Doesn't actually tell me in the information.
It looks quite similar to the one you just showed. I wouldn't.
But shiny. No, it's the shine.
Oh,
See?
shiny.
Reflecty.
I'm not
Shiny.
sure that argument will work on my wife. Well,
Shiny.
this one I think I find it's got shiny guns, Lisa. So that's why I spent £80 twice.
It's all shiny, Paul, except for the creamy grey parts, whatever the colour is. Shiny. Just keep saying shiny until she eventually relents and says you can buy the toy. Sorry,
It does look
collectibles.
good, doesn't it?
Just keep saying creamy until everyone's so uncomfortable that she just leaves the room.
That
You can
shouldn't
sneak
take
it in
too
the
long.
house. Yeah.
It's really creamy. If I start rubbing my thighs, it adds. Adds to it.
Okay. And again, it's nice. It's just shiny. You want the shiny version? Get the shiny version. And again, there's lots of photos.
They've done a good job. Well done, New Age. I'm
It does look good.
not going to buy it.
I don't know. I'm not. It looks good though.
Yeah.
Well done, New Age. We don't want this. What does that take us to? It takes us to this, which is the unique toy. No, not unique toys. What's it called again?
It's
Satan.
Satan.
Yeah, it's
Legend.
well, it is.
More, aren't they?
Strictly
Lord and
speaking, it's
Master.
Jakiro, isn't it? It's the hunger part of it. It's TFC toys. There you go. I knew I had it here. So I Am No Fire, whose photos we've shown before, took these, and it is their version of Abominus, which they call Satan. And every time I hear that, I just think of the Spawn soundtrack.
There weren't any other names available. They had to go with Satan.
That one wasn't copyrighted. They were fine with Satan because the Bible's older than 70 years, so they were like, "We can use that one." That's
It's like
why
how they
they're
can
gonna
make a
have, like,
Winnie the Pooh horror film at the moment.
Yeah.
And all that.
They're gonna have Methuselah. They're gonna have all of the biblical names in there. You wait and see.
Some of the
So this
Japanese names are amazing though. Like when you first get into when you first discover Japan, they have names like God Eater, and like when you were brought up like me, like a proper Catholic boy, and then suddenly you're worshipping things like God Eater. It's like, this is amazing. It's so cool, Japan.
This is the one that wasn't released. This is the one people have been waiting for literally years. So some people had started selling their TFC toys, Terracons, thinking it wasn't going to happen, and then it happened.
Oh,
So here he is, looking all hungry.
That's pretty cool.
It's just
I
the
like it.
pink schnoz. It's just no.
It's a horn. They're horns on the
horn.
end of his.
All right.
Come on.
All right. Well, why isn't it dark
Unbelievable.
grey? Why does it have to be? Oh, I don't know.
Well, the original toy
I'm
wasn't.
not getting it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Unless you've got an old faded version. That's more
Fill your
yellow.
boots.
And then these are the ones that were previously released, and I think I read somewhere they might be getting a re-release. So you got Astaroth, which is their Sinner Twin,
oh.
Leviathan, which is their Ripper Snapper, Lucifer, which is their Cutthroat, and Mammon, which is their Blot. So if you kept your other ones, you are going to be quids in, or at least happy as Larry. He was very happy.
The colours do
And then
look
we-
like they're popped together.
They do. It looks good. Not very cheap, but looks good. Do we remember that? Oh God, what's it called? Adimus
Transformers.
T-Spark one, the hot rod Rodimus. This
Yeah.
is a knockoff of it. So if you didn't want to pay the money for the official, this is a knockoff version called AT01.
And I think it's going to be
Doesn't-
reasonably priced as well.
Yeah, didn't
People
do a bad
bought it,
job.
loved it, didn't they? Loads of good
Yeah.
reviews, and loads of people were saying they.
Didn't Rich get it this though? Didn't he? Yeah, you have this and
Yeah.
say it was one of the best figures.
Almost like when I remember when we first saw it, we thought it was a like a 3.0 type model, and it was. We were like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it transforms.
That's all right. They said it transforms, and we kind of slightly lost our minds. And then we saw the price tag, and we lost our minds even more. But this will be cheaper. So, not that I condone knockoffs in any way. Cough, cough. But you might want to keep an eye out for this wherever you get your third-party and knockoff toys.
I'm going to have a quick peruse and see what the...
Morph, wherever you are, a prime time getting this. You'll see if he answers the
Does
call.
this one come with the sweatshop worker's thumb?
That's a special hidden bonus.
Because
It's like a chase
not
figure.
only is it cheaper, but you get like extra bits you weren't expecting.
So they do the red paint.
Fingernails, teeth, eyelids.
It's like eating a hot dog. Let's move on to Star Toys
dog.
SD01 Tracker. Alongside Takara Transformers MP25 for comparison. They're labeled, so you should know which one's which. But just in case you don't, MP25's on the right. So, I saw somebody complaining about this Star Toys version on the left that the canopy's too small.
I mean,
Good. I can see we all have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got MP25. I've just sold him a couple of weeks ago, just before TFN, and I just had him, and I just didn't. Yeah, he's just what he looks like, isn't he? Sometimes you get a toy, you're just like, oh yeah, you're a great representation. There's nothing wrong with you. Put it on your shelf. I'll never touch you again in the rest of my life. And
he's of his time, but
it's
Star
not
Toys one looks quality, doesn't it?
It looks
does
better
look-
than the Masterpiece one. In terms of, like, certain parts of it look better.
For me, the Masterpiece one wasn't chunky enough. And
Yeah.
the Star Toys one, I don't think has chunked it up enough.
You demand more chunk for your money.
Demand more chunk.
No, more
Car modes. Masterpiece on the right again.
It-
Because he's got the Autobot symbol, so you can tell that way. I like the fact you can stack them.
I like the fact that Dave just went, no one cares about tracks.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Oh, I
What
care
have you
about
got
tracks.
against tracks?
I remember reading a story in the annual.
The annual?
Yeah.
Or one of the was it an annual, or was it one of the kind of books? It was the pro
Yeah.
story. Are we talking about the same story actually?
It was a really
Which one are
good, really good art next to the. I was like, oh my god! All right, I'll read it just because you put some really good art next to it, and it's not a comic. It's one of those.
Was that the
Few
one where
books
Trax
I
gets
could read.
attacked by Rumble and or Frenzy?
Yeah,
and gets
that's it.
punched in the chest. And that's the art. Is him literally having his chest caved in.
Really graphic. Yeah,
Yeah, you're really disturbing.
it's a really good way to make me read. That's how
They
my
were.
parents got me to read when I was a kid. They just get a book out, and I'd be like, I'm not bothered. And they'd put a picture of Rosemary and Fred Rest next to it. And I'd go, oh, what's this? Start reading it. As soon as it's disturbing, I'm up for it.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, just heroes.
And there's the flying car modes because he's a triple changer. Remember, he is a triple changer.
Yeah, Star Toys is
Wow.
much better than it.
Yeah,
It's a two and a half changer at best.
Oh
Really,
my-
isn't it?
yeah.
Can we mark this, please? Because we've had no blockies this week
Whoa,
and no Doctor Wu.
whoa.
What's
Whoa.
going on with the
Whoa.
world?
Missed opportunity there, fellas.
Whoa.
Still take 43 minutes though. Just do the news.
Yep.
Shall we do
Get it
pickups? Let's do some pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
No one. I don't mind going first. So I've got Megatron, Studio Series 86 Megatron post.
Oh, your sound's gone again because you spoke too soon.
Snap. Can you hear me
There you
now?
go. You're back. But you hear me now?
Yeah, so until I saw those pictures of the upgrade kits, I didn't even notice that he had happy arms underneath. But, he's just really brilliant, isn't he? Like Pete, I know you've done a little review. He's got no. Yeah, that's the only thing. I just feel like he needs more ass. Like this, that's the only bit that's missing. If only
It's
some
my main-
company.
It's my main complaint about all Transformers. They just need giant arses to attach to the back of all of them, I
Yeah.
reckon. Get on it, third party.
If anyone can do it,
Some
you can. First
some
class.
weirdo will buy it. Look at
But
us.
I think one of my favorite bits is the head sculpt, and we've had so many Megatron toys, and I've got loads of them. And the head sculpt, like they can get it. It doesn't seem to be a hard to do head sculpt, but it's so easy to get wrong. He can either look a little bit derpy, or he doesn't look mean enough, or he looks too mean and cross. But I would say the Studio Series one that's got the head sculpt. Oh, it just looks so good. It's so Megatron. And yeah, that's him next to Studio Series 86 Prime.
Yeah, he's got a face like he just stood in a piss web.
Yeah, yeah. Windcharger, was that you?
In bare feet.
That's how Windcharger died.
That's what, because he is bare feet because he's got holes in the bottom, so he needs.
Oh,
So he doesn't stand on piss webs. It all comes together.
You're laughing, JP, but when people start coming to you and saying, "Can you draw me a Transformer?" But make sure they've got piss webs.
Come along,
piss webs everywhere.
Paint me in your piss webs.
Oh, that's something else. That's definitely something else.
So Pete, I agree with you. Brilliant pickup. Just he makes me like Studio Series 86 Prime more because like he scales with him perfectly and they look really good together. He's, in my view, better than Studio Series 86 Prime. I really like him. And the other things is I got Misfire, so he turned up just as I was coming in from work. So I had to go to Nottingham today. I left at 4 a.m. I'm so sleepy. 4:30, got back, came in, got Misfire, kept my clothes on, dressed up smart because JP's on today. So I thought I'd put some effort in, unlike my co-hosts, and got Misfire. So he's.
I had everything waxed for this podcast.
That's the effort people appreciate.
There may have been some miscommunication.
Oh no, I knew what I was doing.
That's for the after show party.
Yeah, Transformers After Dark.
Told him what he needed to know. Nothing more.
Transformers dinner and a show. That's the.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I got Misfire from X Transports. And everything which I find a little bit annoying is he just doesn't scale with anything. So, like fans' toys are notably bigger. I'm not sure if a Target Master's meant to be slightly smaller than Headmasters. Would you say? Do you think like Headmasters are quite a bit bigger?
I was going to say they don't. You have them level there because it looks like you're holding Misfire lower than Randall.
I'm not tricking you.
Look how different they are in size.
I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just thinking
Far away.
Yeah.
Why are you lying to us, Paul?
When I get off the show, they all think X Transport is really small now.
Sizes.
All right, Beetle. No, I will try and maintain size distance ratio. So there you go. So you can see that Headmasters are bigger.
Not by much.
Yeah.
I think I could live with that. And Skull Cruncher should be big. He's a big brute.
Right. There's nothing this high. That's what I'm trying to explain. Like, there's nothing which is the same.
They get
size.
Slug Slinger and Trigger Happy when they come out, and then you'll be happy, won't you?
Why is there
Will you be
any
happy,
size
Paul? Will you be
scale?
happy?
Nothing will make me happy. I'm a collector.
Wrapped up in the weeds here.
Gav had I even vetoed my Pusel tonight. Yeah, thank you, Gav. I did. It's Misfire
Because he
related
told
character now. Gorgiera's Prime gets there. Megs gets here next week. So cool that everyone's sort of getting them around the same sort of month. Apart from Pete, who got his 6 years early because he ordered it from Australia randomly. And now everyone orders it from the dodgy site in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a dodgy site.
How
It's
much do I
literally
get?
just like buying from the Australian
Zero
in-demand toys.
Right,
Oh,
that was it for me. Those two lovely pickups. Very grateful for them. Thank you, Primetime Toys, for the Misfire. Well, I paid for it. Didn't give it to me. But for doing your job, sending it to me after I gave you money. And In Demand, I got Megs from. Because they sold out, didn't they? And then In Demand still had some.
Your audio.
Your sound's gone crap again.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard that perfectly.
Yeah, that sorted it. Perfect.
Ironically,
Just growl.
he's speaking growls and.
I
He
speak
does,
an
he
internet
really does.
language and sorts it out. He understands that. Pete, do you want to take us through what you got this week? Because you had nothing last week
No, I didn't.
for the first time ever on the show, I think.
And then on Saturday morning, everything started arriving. Sod's law. So I got the 2-pack of Studio Series 86 book
Noise.
and Long Haul, who I have affectionately named as Tits McGee, because I've never seen a chest. It actually impacts his face. His chest is so big. It's ridiculous. He's like
he
the
does
John
a lot of it.
Regis of Transformers A little bit of 80s athletics banter there because the world champ starts tomorrow.
What a wonderfully niche reference.
I feel like
John Regis for.
Quite possibly nicest man in athletics.
I feel like him and Earthspark Cosmos could probably have a nice little relationship going on there.
Can you imagine their children?
Yeah.
And that, kids, is where Jordan came from.
And I also got this week the two of the first wave of Master of the Universe crossover with Transformers, Man at Arms in Bumblebee armor, and Megatron in Skeletor in Megatron armor. They're really cool. So they're about the same scale as the Master of the Universe Origin stuff. So they're pretty much the same in terms of articulation and scale. But I think they've done such a good job with them. Obviously, we know that Master of the Universe aren't that particular about who they'll cross over with. It'd be anybody. They've done Turtles. They've done Thundercats. I don't think they're massively.
I think they're doing the Tetley T-phone.
Yeah, you name it. You name it.
Reference for everyone out there who's 40 odd. The kids at home are like, what?
They've done such
chimps. Google it, kids. You'll worry.
The 80s.
Can you imagine, like, 10-year-old, 9-year-old, like us, like seeing this? What Transformers crossed with Masters of the Universe? It'd blow your childhood mind, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, and
what's Motty? Is it a person? I know Motty. Motty. Yeah. Oh, it must be Welsh. Anyway,
but I love the way they did. I love the way they've done the box art. Try and incorporate both brands on it. You've got Snake Mountain there, Grayskull. Look, I collect Master of the Universe and I collect Transformers, so why not mash them together?
So that I'm just thinking that'd be an amazing Titan if they did a Snake Mountain and a Castle Grayskull.
Wow. Yeah.
Make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll take 5% Mattel / Hasbro if you haven't thought of it already.
Skeletor's really cool. They've implemented the Megatron armor into his body quite well. This is the Havoc staff that Skeletor's got, and they've made it into the fusion cannon. It's just so clever. Yeah, it's just so clever. They've nailed the head sculpt. They both come with a couple of accessories in terms of, I mean, he's got this little, I don't even know what it is, like the cross between like the Energon mace with the Havoc staff head. Still sharing.
So you're making me want these now.
I know we said it didn't work with Bumblebee, but it kind of does in the same way in terms it's very similar to his gold armor and stuff in the comic. So they all come with that little comic. They've led with Optimus Prime, and you probably can't see it that well, but they've led with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee for He-Man and Man at Arms. It looks like, spoiler alert, if you're not interested as to who the next characters might be, look away now. But it looks like they're going to do Scale Glow is going to be Starscream. So that looks like, I mean, presumably they're doing it away.
Cool.
That's weird because I thought they would have done Orko and Unicron.
Yeah.
More likely to be Wheelie.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But no, so those are my pickups. Really impressed with the Master Universe stuff. I think I'm going to put them back in the box. I don't think I'm going to, because I've got my Master of the Universe stuff out, and I just really like the box. So I think I'm going to put them back in the box and display them. But yeah, that was my pickup this week.
Cool. Hello, Bisto. JP, do you want to go next then, sir?
Yeah. Because I've not been on the show before, I thought I would just go through everything I bought since 1984,
Fantastic. Let's go.
just to get everybody up to speed. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
wrap
Wrap in.
So my first
We're
toy
talking
was
Transformers,
Wheeljet.
right?
Yeah, I'll show you them in both modes.
Brilliant.
No, so I also bought this, jumps like a trunk, thighs like what? He's beautiful. I love the Constructicons, and yeah, obviously that chappie as well. Love to see him. Can't wait to actually put them all together and then take them apart again, because I'm going to keep the Studio Series as the combined one and have these lovely lads separate. I thought I would. I got again another Perceptor. I haven't brought in Ramhorn and Ratbat, but that's mainly what I got it for. So I thought I also got and this is some of the systems are really behind. I bought this version of the Transformers. Oh, look, I can put a ring around it. Oh. So it's apparently a limited cover from Book Delivery. I've never heard of Book Delivery, but it's literally got their logo on the back, and it was about the same cost as the regular hardback. So I was like, well, all right, I'll have that then. So that's nice to have, because I like to have the collected editions. And then a couple of bits I got from TF Nation. I just thought I would show off. Which you probably had. This has already been shown off in August. Nick's art book, which is beautiful. Ooh, images, pictures, etc. And then, as people who know me well know, I am a serial killer. I mean, I tend to favour Power Master Prime as well, and I got a Marcello Power Master Prime there.
Nice.
So to add to my collection. And then I've waited a long time for this, not to quote Megatron. I'll take it out of the sleeve. Actually, it might be. Oh no, we'll try and get the shine. So that is a Alex Milne Power Master Optimus there.
Wow.
So at some point I will colour it up purely for my own pleasure. So I've got one from Casey that hangs up in my living room, which is, if I was in there, I could show you. And I've got one from Ed, and I've got one from Emiliano Santalucia. Did one for me for free, just at a convention. I was like, "Can you do me one?" He's like, "Did one out," and they went, "Yeah, you can have that." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to fight you for it." So yeah, I just thought I'd show off some art. So I have got Ed Pirry's art book somewhere, but it's hidden from me right now. But that's most of my Transformers things. You already showed off Megatron, so I got him as well. And yeah,
What do you think of him?
I love him. I do. The tank mode I think is a bit lacking. It's not as good as the tank from the Earthrise, whatever version the last one was, but it is such a perfect. I adore this mode. That I have no complaints, because that's how I'm going to display him anyway. So now I'm really, really happy with that. Again, I thought the Earthrise one, I'm like, yay, that's better than the last Megatron. I can get rid of the last Megatron. And then it's like, here's another one. It's better than the last one. So yeah, eventually I'm just going to have a cellar full of like Raggy Dolls. It's just going to be a load of abandoned Megatrons and Optimus Primes just wishing for death as I add more and more corpses to the pile. I've made this sound like a really romantic hobby, haven't I?
I want to read that comic.
Yeah. So no, I'm quite. I very much like it, and I've got no complaint. I get why it can't be a gun, and to be honest, you can't display the gun easily.
No.
It looks nuts when you put it next to. Oh look, here's a gun the size of a plane. Like it doesn't really. It never. Even as a kid, I was there going, "This seems inconvenient." So I'm super happy. I all of the 86 Studio Series 86, I've been pretty pleased with, to be honest, so far.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Right, Andy, what have you picked up this week?
Right, very quickly. I also got the Constructicons. the 2-pack that is, and I have Scavenger on the way inbound, so that'll be 5/6 of the team. I really like them. The alt modes, they're fine. They look good. They look like the toys did. That's what they remind me of, similar to the cartoon, I guess. But,
Plus, it comes with a big green house brick.
yeah, which is still in the box at the moment because I have told myself I'm not bothering with the combining till I've got them all. I don't want to do this thing people have done where it's like, 4/6 of him and he's got no leg and no arm. What's the point? I'll wait, and when I've got them all, then I can combine them all together. This dumpy mother trucker is just adorable. Definitely an improvement on the Combiner Wars one. I actually really like Hook as well, despite the photos. They're actually quite posable. Just so solid as well. Like, let's be honest, this is like a 90 quid set, and I was thinking this ain't going to be worth 90 quid. But actually, the toys are really solid and just feel really good. Doesn't feel like you're going to break them. So that's good. And, it's the set. It's the lads coming together as a group. So I only need 2 more, and then we are all done.
And look.
Yeah, look how far apart you can get his legs. I mean,
I just spent 50 quid more for that. Look.
And you didn't even have to talk to it.
I didn't have to tease it either. Just look.
No,
it's just giving it up. Just giving it up.
And then, which is always easier. And then we went out to do some shopping during the week, and
it's not going to be your groceries, is it? Because this.
No. Well, it's not a million miles away. I mentioned to the wife we hadn't visited a certain store called Independent Toy Traders, which is a vintage toy store not far from us. Well, I mean, it's like half an hour, but not that far, really. So she said, "Oh, we should go in and have a look." And I had a look, and they did have Transformers.
Or are you making that up?
No, she really did. It was quite scary. I'm pretty sure she wasn't feeling well. But either way, I ended up coming back with, for my Thundercats 2011 collection, a sealed, what's it called again? Tower of Omens, that's the one. Which will remain sealed along with the other sealed Thundercats toys that I have, so that they can never be enjoyed by children, which is why I buy toys, to ruin it for children. But yeah, sealed and everything. And that cost me the princely sum of £20. Which seemed cheap.
So Maddie had that when he was little, and it's such a cool playset. Genuinely, it's such a cool playset.
It's interesting because you say that. I watched a review of it once. I can't remember who the reviewer was now off the top of my head. Anyway, I watched this review. And
internet bastard.
Oh, it's Pixel Dan. Pixel Dan, if you know Pixel Dan. And basically he slated it. He said it wasn't very good.
Well,
he didn't think children would enjoy it either. So,
That's why
I bought it because I wanted it, and because the wife said I could. So there you go. That's my pickups.
Dave Cousins is literally joining Chitara right now.
Awesome.
Not for work.
No, just
she stood there right now watching the show.
It's best not to question what's happening.
You know your catnip in a minute. Right. Let's go to foreplay then. Foreplay.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Dave said it is definitely for work.
No, I know it was.
Of course it is, Dave. Of course it is.
Yeah.
We believe you.
Why you be lying, man?
Right, so we're doing our top 5 storylines from the UK Transformers, or any Transformers comic in the whole wide world. Any comic. I don't know why I said UK, because that's not why I put it in the chat. So any Transformers comic. Just before we go, I just found out there's one Transformer. I have a couple of Transformers. There's one Transformer which scales with misfire. I don't want to turn this into a thing. Kind of is. And it's really useless because it's Metal Hawk in his Pretender mode. Like, of all the Transformers you need to scale with misfire, it probably isn't Metal Hawk in his Pretender mode. So there we go. Not the one I thought it had been. Dave said he's been rumbled.
Tune in for.
We've been on to you, Dave. We're on to you, mate.
Right. Andy, do you want to kick us off with, or Pete? Because I see you've got some prep. You've done a little bit of homework, haven't you?
Let Andy go first. Let Andy go first.
All right.
Oh, thank you very much. let's talk Transformers comics. There's loads to choose from that were really good and influential, particularly from the 80s. I'm going to throw in a couple because I couldn't decide. I absolutely adored the IDW More Than Meets the Eye, and then Lost Light, which followed. I just loved it. I remember being on a forum once and somebody referring to it as it was like Red Transformers meets Red Dwarf, and that's kind of how it felt because it was funny, but it was entertaining, and the artwork was incredible, and I just loved it. And they gave chances to characters that I love that I didn't think anybody else gave a crap about, like the Scavengers, man. Just some of the funniest things I've ever read in anything. I absolutely adore it. So I have to shout it out. I loved Brainstorm in it, and his relationship with Perceptor. Just fantastic. But if you're going back to the 80s, I'd say Target 2006 was a really important kind of UK originated storyline. I know there was others beforehand that came, but this one felt big because of the movie and everything. And I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure I remember because the US got it in August, the movie that is, and we didn't get the movie till I think it was December of the same year. We got these comic book stories to kind of flesh things out beforehand, and I just loved them. The artwork, everything was just amazing. I've always loved that picture. I always enjoyed Simon Furman explaining that the reason why they look like the toys is because that's literally with the reference they had to go off for the first issue, and then by the second issue they actually had something based off the movie designs. So that's why the designs changed completely by the second issue, and they actually look more like what we saw in the movie. And that, I still think that's just wonderful. I love it. And then the greatest Transformers storyline of all time was definitely Double Deal of the Century, which lasted a whopping one issue, and it was half an issue of it wasn't even one issue, it was half an issue of the Transformers comic on that blessed day of the 29th of July 1989, and featuring my favorite Transformer of all time, Double Dealer, in his one and only media appearance at that point in the 80s. And there he is, ripping off both Power Master Optimus Prime and Scorponok because he's just that good. And that's it.
I like it. Good choices. You went for 3 as well.
Gav doesn't read comics since they're for kids. Too cool for school, are you, Gav? Unbelievable.
Pete, do you want to go? I've got your image here to put in.
So I went with Target 2006 because it's quite possibly my favourite Simon Furman story. You don't really get how clever it is when you're a kid. You just read it and you just remember the big moments. But it's only when you look back now or when you're an adult, he does such a good job at intertwining so many little subplots as part of a bigger story. And for me, it's just, even now, it's a story I can read and read and read. It gives us zombie jazz. All right, no other story gives us that. It gives us zombie. If there was a Transformer you wanted to make a zombie, it would be jazz. We have the Wreckers, with this ragtag bunch of Autobot, mercenaries going in and getting the job done and stuff. Until I read Target 2006, I'd never heard of the Wreckers. It was just the first in so many ways, and I think I read Target 2006 long before I saw the movie. A good couple of years. You've seen the adverts for Carp and Blur and Hot Rod and stuff, but I hadn't seen the film. So this was my first exposure to those guys as well. And quite possibly the best example, mass displacement. Just look how big Ultra Magnus is compared to it's like
a monocle.
It's like freaking ginormous. You could go, I'm going to tell someone that's Overlord.
Have you got a
And
panel? Have you got the
deleted.
panel where he stood next to him and he looks like a titan by comparison?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I didn't. I was going to
Scale is mental.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But again, I think you've got in there that Ultra Magnus needs to try and buy some time and goes toe to toe with Galvatron. And he just, I'm not the biggest Ultra Magnus fan, but he just makes getting the crap kicked out of him cool. And I think it's certainly the way that Jeff Senior drew it and the way that Furman told the story. You know, he's got to keep fighting, you know, and stay in the fight with Galvatron, even though he's second to a god.
Look at that
It's
artwork,
just-
though. Again,
Yeah, it's
Just-
just.
amazing.
But as a kid, this is mental. You're like, even as a kid, it's like, how is Ultra Magnus still going? But you know, he needs to, because he needs to keep Galvatron's interest.
This, I think, is why I liked Ultra Magnus as a kid. Not because of the movie. I think his portrayal in the comic books made him seem heroic, even when the odds were against him and he knew he probably was going to lose. He still kept trying. Apart from that bit where he had PTSD and he completely lost his mind. But apart from that, he still kept trying. And he came good in the end anyway.
Yeah.
You spend 6 months in a volcano and see how you handle it.
Fair point. Fair point.
All right, JP.
Seriously, can we just think about the victims of volcano submersion a minute?
It is the time.
Come on.
There's
Have some
never a time
respect.
to do it.
Very
We'll
specific
have to do a
amount of
fundraiser.
victims.
That's what 2026 is the show's fundraising for. All those people stuck in volcanoes.
I remember working in Birmingham, and we used to have phenomenal success about getting like groups of people in from charities, and they were all brilliant charities, like for kids and stuff, and fundraising. But the manager who ran it was sort of running out of ideas. And one month, I was like, "Is that right? The grandchildren of Chernobyl we're supporting this month?" Which was like, "Yep." 200 people turned up for it. The grandchildren of Chernobyl. It's mental. Yeah. Where there's a buck to be made, they will find it. That was brilliant. Thank you, Pete. JP, do you want to take us through your favourite?
Yeah, so I haven't got to. I mean, to be honest, Target 2006, and I would say that whole span leading to the end of Time Wars to me is just like gold. And what I was just going to do was sort of pick a couple of things. So, like, I loved the continuity threads, like the kid being sucked into limbo and all that stuff that felt like it was little filler side stories, but then actually ended up being quite important. And yeah, like getting to the end of Time Wars and just the whole idea of like time falling apart because people were dying decades before they were even created and stuff was just like, wow, this is ticking all my sci-fi buttons. And yeah, and I'm trying to find a way of saying this that doesn't sound weird. I'll say it weird and then I'll try and think of a better way. Watching Galvatron get sucked off into the vortex was like the most amazing thing I'd ever seen, with all the bits just coming off his face. It was just like, oh my god, this is so cool. What am I reading? What is this? And I think it's that. I would say, is it Legacy of Unicron, the bit that sort of sets up the whole Primus mythology? I just thought, again, because it's like, when it's robots, what's the obvious answer? They were built and they went mad and they turned against their creators. It's like the done thing. But to kind of go, oh yeah, there's like a god and mythology and stuff. And I'm there going, whoa, okay, you've blown my mind. I didn't, to apply that to robots was just, to me, was like, okay, all right, what's next? You crazy man. And I can remember, and I did say this time when I first met him, and I'll hold up the page now, or the pages. As weird as it is, this absolutely blew my mind. That just the sheer balls of showing nothingness and Unicron in it, I was like, it genuinely took my breath away that it was just nothingness. And I remember staring at it for ages, just going, wow, okay. I mean, you could have written 500 pages to explain nothingness, but instead you've just nailed it in this And then the whole, I can remember having like, sorry, I'm just checking at the comment. That's our next fundraiser.
There's something we could all get behind.
Operation Vortex Suck Off, which is nothing to do with the character of the same name. But
Well,
I
we'll
can
see.
remember. Well, we'll see. Yeah, true. We don't know what features might be in the
Cosplayers
version. But yeah, so I remember like seeing this and realizing for the first time that like appreciating a story. Like I'd always appreciate, but I was very much aware that someone had written this, and it wowed me, and it was at that point. Genuinely, at that point, I was like, do you know, one day I want to tell a story. I want to write a story that has that gives someone the feeling that I have right now. And when I first met Simon Furman, and I back in the days when he would turn up at various Comic Cons, but kind of Transformers, as far as I was aware, Transformers was gone. I didn't know anyone was still into it. I literally thought I was on my own.
Really?
And I thought, yeah, because I wasn't part of a fandom. I didn't have the internet, none of that stuff. So, at school, I was collecting the comics to the end. I was still buying the toys when they came out. Everybody else had moved on to whatever else. I kind of had to hide the fact that I still loved Transformers, and I wasn't ready to let go of it. So when I met Simon, to sort of try and encapsulate how much these stories meant to me and how much of an impact he had had as a writer on me in terms of wanting to write stories of my own, I was like, my mission when I first met him was get 2 sentences out and then leave, because you're going to make a fool of yourself. And I just said to him, I just want to say, I love your work. It's made, such an impact on my life, and it made me want to tell stories of my own. And he was like, well, that's, the nicest thing anyone's ever said. And I was like, I'm so pleased to meet you. If I see you around at the bar later on, I'll buy you a beer. But honestly, I just want to say real pleasure. And then I scarfed because I thought I'm going to end up being, and, like on issue 331, yeah? Can I just ask? Because I could feel it. It was in me.
Yeah.
It wanted to come out, but I was like, just let him know that you're not a psychopath to start with. And then maybe you can maybe you'll be less nervous next time. And little did I know I'd be working with him and popping around his house and meeting his family. So it's strange stuff where you just go. So it for me, really that whole his US block and that kind of 50 issue run in Transformers UK is just gold. I can't pick a specific favorite, but that's the best I can do.
Yeah. No. Oh, amazing. So one amazing, I remember sitting down at my first convention. It was quite a small convention. It was TFU Con, and he came and sat down next to me. And just because there was only seat left, and he went, "Oh, hi, I'm Simon." And I was like, oh, I fucking know who you are. It's the first time I ever met him. He's so lovely, wasn't he? And then I went to go upstairs and got into the lift, and just Jeff Senior went and got in the lift with me. I was like, this is really weird. Going to my room. What was weirder was Jeff Senior's room was really near mine, so it was like us following him because we got off in the lift, and then I followed him. And I
got off with him in the lift.
No, that was a different night.
Was it like that awkward? Was it like that awkward bit in Alan Partridge where he's walking along with that bloke?
I was like, do I go slower so you can get away? But then he might turn around and see me moving really slowly, and that'd be weird. Do I go faster? But then he might start running. Then I'd have to run faster to overtake him. But then,
you should have skipped at exactly the same rate. Just seeing what happened.
Consistently. Definitely, but amazing. All right, cool. So I chose for mine. So I could have chosen, I think, things with impact. Surprisingly, so Last Stand of the Wreckers, it's probably one of my favorite stories, and graphic novels that I picked up. I just loved the art in it, the story, how it goes really, really dark at the start. Overlord is some of the characters aren't. aren't characters I got to really enjoy as a kid because they came out too late. So you were like, I didn't really know what Overlord's character would be like. When you go into like the machinima of the Combiner Wars trilogy, and he's got a dual Southern accent, you're like, I don't think that was my Overlord, and it's fine. If that's what he's like, But in this was like, oh, that's my Overlord. That's what he's like. He is absolutely mental and horrible. But the characters like Springer, like they obviously know what Springer is, and this is such a good continuation of his character, but slightly darker and more withdrawn. Absolutely loved him on there. And it was just having it all in one. And it was that rather than being like episodic, this is what I really loved. And when you look back at the Marvel UK, a lot of the comics I'd read at the time, like Thundercats or like even the Beano and stuff, and the Dandy was always episodic, wasn't it? So every movie complete within one thing. And the stuff I watched on TV, Star Trek, that would all be wrapped up until you got to sort of Deep Space Nine and a couple of Next Gen episodes. Everything would be nice and clean. You didn't have anything to look forward to. And then I started watching, then I started reading the Marvel UK comics and some of those branches they've done, like Time Wars in 2006, Target 2006, and like what happens with Impactor, and Zombie Impactor comes back. And it kind of built me, and then got me into like Judge Dredd in 2000 AD and some of those really long yarns that you see in Judge Dredd, where it goes on like 40 or like 30 prog episodes of like this whole story linking. And that was the best for me. I was like, that's what I want my comics to be. I don't want it to be all wrapped up because I don't feel you get enough development of the characters. You don't get to see as much. It's much more so exciting going to the newsagent to get your copy. Do you remember when they'd write your name in big letters on the comic?
Oh yeah.
And whack it down there, and you'd get it, and you'd be like, "What the f has happened next in this storyline?" And you got that with Target 2006 and stuff, but also with Last Stand of the Wreckers. I think it's just like debauchery though, because I just get to buy the graphic novel and dive into it and consume it all in one sitting. But yeah, and I'm really enjoying the new stuff as well, the Skybound stuff. But yeah, so many storylines, and they are so good. Right. I think that's it for that.
I was just going to say, I take it back. It was actually Heart of Darkness was my favourite from the IDW run. I think we can all agree.
All right.
Has it gone silent?
Yes. Yeah.
Tumbleweed.
Is it frozen? Hello?
Good,
I think we've lost JP. That's a shame.
Right, we've got Social Corner, and I've got I think I've got a new little intro for Social Corner.
Nice.
Okay, let's do it.
What's this?
Stop that.
But give.
Stop that. I don't really give a about trying to stop that.
Top that.
Big deal.
Stop that.
Unreal.
You can try till you blue.
I will make a fool of you.
Top that.
Just time for
that you?
the end.
That's what we do at TFN in the bar.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
20 years ago doing that, isn't it?
Tudes up. It's brilliant. Right, Pete, can I add this to stage?
Yeah, I don't understand. All these years, I still don't understand.
You can do the intros. I don't mind. But
No,
I'll do it. I will.
He's not going to make the efforts. He's just going to complain.
Criticize.
I think that was the best we've ever done. But yeah, come.
I prefer the next one you use, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Shared by Erin on Blue Sky. I don't know if I've missed that D and Op was a social media thing. I don't know, but this is obviously Skybound Optimus Prime. I think it looks like Skybound Optimus Prime and D16 from Transformers 1, but such a cool piece of artwork. It just really stood out. I'm really enjoying Skybound, as I've mentioned a few times, and we all loved Transformers 1, so incorporating both was bloody fantastic. Captain Polyhex. Is this Kevin O'Gorman? I feel like it's Kevin O'Gorman. He shared it on other.
I think. Oh, I can't say for certain, so I don't want to say it is definitely. Somebody in the chat will know.
Yeah, but with their cover recreations, I say it's Kevin O'Gorman because I saw a similar one on another social media platform, but just recreating with masterpiece
Sorry.
Versions of the characters.
35p.
Very cool. Just very cool. Very talented with the layers. Space Cat. Any excuse to show anything Transformers animated. I just love the
nice.
It's kind of the stained glass window kind of effect, maybe. Jazz and Shockwave. Ratchet. Local Bard. I don't great use of light, but I just love how he just pops so much. Almost looks like a translucent version of Sea Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
That toy guy, just because you could doesn't mean
it's
you
Blocky.
should.
It's Blockies! Yay! Just for Mick. There you go, Mick. We got Blockies on the show for you.
And mine's on its way, so I can't wait to do this as well. And that was a very brief social corner this week.
No worries. Thank you, Pete. That was good. Well, it's straight on to discussion time then. I haven't missed anything. Oh, the quiz, the Ruddy quiz. Almost missed it.
I thought you forgot.
If it makes you feel better, I forgot about it till that moment. Yeah, there's a quiz. Yeah, there's a quiz. There's a quiz.
Let's do the intro.
Do the intro.
Who's more than they pretend to be? Mega Pretender Transformers, Mega Pretenders. Inside one, there's the other. Then they both transform and combine to form another.
New Mega Pretenders.
I always feel like that guy's about to have a heart attack as he sings that song. So inside one, then there's another. Oh God, I keep going. I literally cannot stop. There's too many. Like it's so mental, that song. The way he sings it.
If he gets that excited with Pretenders, can you imagine doing those Russian dolls inside?
Oh, man.
There's another.
They'd find him keeled over dead with one little one to go.
All dogs would be dead because he's gone so high pitched he's broken their ears. Right. Quiz time.
Quiz. Right, so this week's quiz is sent in by viewer and friend of the show, Skywalk SES.
Oh, it's going to be really hard.
Provided this, and I'm using it not just because it meant I didn't have to do one myself. He has assured me all these questions have been TF Wiki fact checked. So, JP, just in case you're not aware, and for anyone at home who's never watched before, we do the quiz. You will have 5 questions and a tiebreaker question. You get a point for every question you get right. To do the quiz, you will put your answers into the private chat. So you should have on the right of your screen private chat.
Private chat. I've got chat with everyone. Is that right? Studio chat. Yeah, you go.
That one. Can you see the random letters that just appeared?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, the one thing we ask is that people turn off any device or move around or move away any device that might be showing the live chat at the moment. Even though there apparently is a 30-second delay, it just means there's no cheating. We wouldn't want any cheating now, would we, Paul?
I think it's only a 5-second delay now with StreamYard.
If people can type in their answer before the question is given, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, no typing the answer before the question is given. That's automatic disqualification.
Can you do a little chat with Skywalk SES?
I did do a little chat with the Skywalk SES. In fact, I did it twice. First time, he only recorded his own audio by accident, and the second, sorry, Skywalker, sorry, I am calling him out slightly, but it's funny. And the second, that took 2 hours, by the way. And then the second time, we sat down and did it again, and he found the audio and the visuals were off for some reason. So he's put it out as an audio track with pictures and stuff on. But we had a nice chat about the G1 comics, so go give that a watch. Subscribe to Skywalk SES, his YouTube channel. He is a lovely man with very informative videos about the G1 comics and well worth checking out. There you go. I've been nice to you, Steve. Right, shall we do a quiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
So play along at home. You win nothing for it other than personal pride, just like the people on the show. So I will read the questions out a couple of times. I will give you the answers. Most of the questions are multiple choice, so it should help you out a little bit. Between each question, I will just type something into our private chat so that I can see the break between your answers. Okay, Everybody understand? Ready to go. Remember, it's just a bit of fun, JP. It's just a bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously. Just relax. Just relax into it. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna get one answer right, and then another, and then another.
I love it. Quick, record the clip now.
That's the clip.
Here we go. Right. Question number one. In the IDW Transformers comics, which Autobot Target Master did Starscream have imprisoned? So in the IDW comics, which Autobot Target Master did Starscream have imprisoned? Was it A, Sure Shot? Was it B, Scoop? Or was it C, Artfire? A, Sure Shot. B, Scoop. Or C, Artfire. You have to choose an answer that's on the list, JP. Keith is not an answer on that list.
Don't go your own way.
If you remember, he had Keith executed, so we don't talk about it. It's still too soon.
That's okay.
A, Sure Shot. B, Scoop. C, Artfire. Right. Okay, we have all your answers in. I'm just going to break up your answers. So let's have a look. Paul, you went for Scoop, unsurprisingly. Pete also went for Scoop, and JP, you also went for Scoop as well, which is a good job, because this time the answer actually was Scoop. Well done. You all get a point.
It only took answering Scoop to between 20 and 30% of all answers to finally get one right. Thank you, Steve.
I mean, odds-wise, that's probably actually better than you'd expect. Anyway, let's go on to question number 2. Simon Furman's inaugural Marvel UK Transformers story, The Enemy Within, focused on which 1984 minibot?
False.
Was it A? Correct. No. Was it A, Hopper? Was it B, Windcharger? Or was it C, Brawn? So Enemy Within, the first story that Simon Furman actually wrote as a UK originated story. Which Autobot minibot was it based around? Or was the kind of star of the story? Was it A, Hopper, B, Windcharger, or C, Brawn? And very quickly, our panel has answered, and everybody has again gone for the same answer. You've all gone for C, Brawn, and that is correct. That hidden gem that he is, hidden gem Brawn. So everybody's got 2 points. This is amazing. We've never had this before. Let's see if we can keep this going. Question number 3. Now, this one's not multiple choice, so you will have to think of an answer. In the Japanese toy line, Transformers Adventure, the toy Roadblock is a redeco of which Thrilling 30s Generations figure? So in the Japanese toy line, Transformers Adventure, the toy Roadblock is a redeco of which Thrilling 30s Generations figure? So think back to those Thrilling 30s figures. Pick one of them. Not that hard. There was 30, I think, of them. Which could it be? Which could it be? It wasn't Keith.
Yeah, but 2 of us have put it. So
Keith will not be the new Scoop.
using the law of the internet, the more of us that believe it, the more true it becomes.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
We've got some real answers now that aren't Keith or Paul confessing his new tactic of waiting until somebody else answers.
Just going to put something else in for a bit of fun.
Right. Has everybody put an answer? They have. Right. That's it. Closing the answers now. So, Paul, you went for 2 different answers. You put Roadblock, which was the name of the character, and you changed it to Roadbuster. I respect.
Very similar.
I think Roadblock may have been based on Roadblock. No, you put Roadbuster. Pete, you've also put Roadbuster. What a shock that Paul would then put the same answer as you. And JP, you put Sandstorm. The correct answer was none of those, I'm afraid. It was actually Scoop. Would you believe it, Paul? It was Scoop again. You could have put Scoop this time, and it would have been the right answer.
Damn
so
you,
nobody gets a point.
Yes.
2 points each. Everything to play for. I mean, you don't get anything, but still everything to play for.
I was told I was getting a roast chicken and silver M&Ms as part of my appearance on this, so I better be getting something. That's what I'm saying.
Take that up with Pete. That's
He's in
charge
of
that stuff.
Yeah,
and M&Ms, mostly M&Ms. Right. Number 4.
Find a waxed goat for Simon Furman, didn't you? When he came on, that took hours. But that's what he wanted, and that's what he
It didn't take as long
That's
as you think.
That's his kink. That's his kink.
He
Don't shame him.
He had to beat a goat. Anyway, right, okay. Which of these G1 big hello to Simon Fern if you're watching. Number 4, which of these G1 toys is the only one to have had a limited edition black repaint? Okay. So which of these G1 toys is the only one to have had a limited edition black repaint? Is it A, Brawn, B, Blaster, or C, Reflector? Which of those toys is the only one to have had a limited edition black repaint? A,
What were the three
Brawn,
again, sorry?
A, Brawn, B, Blaster, or C, Reflector? So the answers are in. That was a quick one. And so far we've had Reflector Mate, Reflector Fam, and answer C, which was JP, which is also Reflector. You're all wrong again. It was that hidden gem, Brawn.
Oh.
It was Brawn, who was a 2003 keychain chase version. Yes.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
However, I'm starting to get the vibe now.
Are you starting? Because Steve did say to me, how long do you think it'll take before somebody starts to twig? Anyway, question number 5. While we're on that,
All the answers.
Paul's got a look in his face like, what? What's going on? Right, number 5. Question number 5. Serious faces. Which 1988 Autobots motto reads, "Generosity has its own rewards"? Is it A, Hosehead? Is it B, Scoop? Or is it C, Quick Switch? I almost said the wrong name then. Is it A, Hosehead, B, Scoop, or C, Quick Switch? Everybody loves
I
Quick
think
Switch.
this
of
might be a
course.
red herring. I think Steve.
Yeah, no, it's Steve.
I know for a
Steve,
fact.
oh, you have put an answer. There you go.
Yeah,
I know for a fact that Scoop loves his mother and does everything he can for her. So I'm certain that's his motto.
Do you know what? You are right, JP. He does love his mother, and it is his motto. So Scoop is the correct answer, which means everybody gets that question right. It means you're all on 3 points. This is unheard of.
God.
Keychains do count, Ed. Read the wiki. Right. Moving on.
Definitely don't.
I didn't even write the questions. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, right. Here's the tiebreaker, because we need one, because you're all on 3 points. I wonder
So
if
exciting.
anybody can get this one right. It is multiple choice. Here we go. It shouldn't be multiple choice. In fact, I'm taking away the multiple choice. For God's sake, you should know this. Right, here we go. Stop it. No answers will be accepted before the question. Right, here's the tiebreaker question. I can do this all night. No,
You might have to at this rate.
Who was the first Autobot casualty of the 1986 Transformers movie? Who was the first Autobot casualty of the 1986 Transformers movie? Write your answer in the private chat. Who was the first Autobot casualty? And in this case, we're giving it to the person who answers first.
Oh, Pete's answer.
I'll give you a hint. He's a hidden gem.
Too late. I put mine.
Paul's still not sure. Who is it? Do you even watch the show?
We're like Thundercats, but no one would do a show with me about Thundercats.
Oh, that's right. It's the shaved
Yeah,
goat.
man.
Right, no. The first Autobot casualty was, as the chat, I'm sure, is screaming at you all right now, the hidden gem that is Brawn, who was the first one gunned down on the shuttle, you know, with that nightmare shoulder injury that he takes. So, Pete, with that answer, being the only one who got it right, you win the quiz this week. Hooray! And you win absolutely nothing. How do you feel about it, Pete?
I mean, to be
I wanted
fair,
that.
I gave my pride away many years ago.
Thank you for everyone who was playing at home, and thank you to Skywarp SES for providing those questions. It took them till question 4, just to be clear, Steve. Question 4 before they figured out what you'd done.
I still haven't figured it out. For what
It's something to do with Scoop.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Scoop?
I play with it.
And next week it'll all be about Keith. Right, let's do a discussion, shall we?
Yep.
We now return to the Transformers.
Ooh, Skywalk says you get kudos, Pete. Kudos. That is a stretch.
That's all I've ever wanted.
That is a stretch. No, you don't, Steve. No, you don't.
So I've hid a couple of questions, hid them in the start section. So if you've got any questions for JP, then please jump in. But I'll start with my co-host first of all for questions for JP, and then I'll take some from the chat. So pop them in the chat, and I promise I will save them all. Over to you, Pete and Andy. Pandy.
JP, if you were to purchase a goat for Simon Furman to shave, what breed of goat would you purchase, do you think?
First of all, if I would,
I've
I've worked with him for over a decade. I can assure you, I've got my own goat supplies. During COVID, it was a challenge, but we made it happen. The goats had to wear face coverings, and but you know,
safety first.
Safety first, fun last.
No, serious question, JP, because we'll come back to the goats later. So, like you said yourself earlier on that you have been a Transformers fan for a long time and that you kind of stuck with it even when other people had drifted away. So, like, what's your first memory of Transformers?
Well, do you know, it's interesting because everything sort of gets a bit blurry. I can remember getting toys before I saw the cartoon. That much is 100% certain. I can remember getting a Wheeljack, and I can't remember the exact sequence. I must have got Wheeljack first, but I'm half Italian, so like the fact it had Alitalia and the green, white, and red flag on there and stuff was all like, wow, this is cool. And it didn't really have the story that went with it. I just thought this is amazingly cool. And then I don't know. I think other friends had other Transformers toys. And I can remember getting Optimus Prime for Christmas. I can remember getting Hoist and being super excited about Hoist, which I might be the only person that's ever been excited about Hoist. But I continue to be really excited about Hoist.
Moist for Hoist.
He sounds like, I was just going to say, it sounds a lot like the word moist, which is why the more I say it, the more uncomfortable you should be getting. I'm really Hoist right now. So yeah, and then
with the moistness. It doesn't even mean anything.
Does anything mean anything these days, really? You know, just laws of the internet. Everything means whatever you think. Yeah. So I don't know. And then I can remember my first Transformers comic that I can remember owning myself was issue 101. So that we're talking Target 2006 sort of window there, and then that was it. I'd definitely been buying the toys for a while at that point. You know, my family didn't really have very much money, so I couldn't really afford lots of the toys, but the comic was, as you've seen there, 35p for quite a lot of it. So you know, that was my way of sort of like having that connection, and that's why the comics have always been more a part of my kind of thing than the cartoons. I had a handful of cartoons that I had rented from the video shop and you know, did some sort of copying. So my entire knowledge of the cartoon for a really long time was Transformers the movie and like War Dawn and Return of Optimus Prime and a couple of others. So like I had some really good episodes of the cartoon and then the comics. And then it wasn't until I was in my 20s and they came out on DVD and I saw the episode where a big game hunter hunts Optimus Prime and I'm there going, what the is this?
Exactly.
So I learned to love it, and I think that I love the voice acting in the show and all that. You know, the voices of those characters are just impossible to separate from those characters for me. But yeah, so no, it was yeah, and when everybody moved on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Thundercats and I don't know, women, I was still with Transformers. So yeah, I genuinely, until I got on the internet, it must have been I don't know, 8 years or something. I had no idea that anyone was still even thinking about Transformers. Yeah, and they still aren't probably. I've no idea. I don't search for anything on the internet for religious reasons, so I just know it's there.
Are we always drawing Transformers? Oh, sorry, go on, Paul.
No, I was just going to ask, how did you get back into? You talk about the how you got back into it. How did you get back in terms of like the conventions?
So basically, I discovered there's a couple of bits. So I'm trying to think the exact order. So when I was going to university, I happened to be up at I'm still up because I'm very much a night owl sort of person. But it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and my first episode of Beast Wars that I'd ever seen came on the telly, which was the final episode of season 2. If you can imagine, what a great jumping on point. And it was just like, oh, look, there's the Ark. Oh, look, Megatron's just blown Optimus Prime's face off. Oh, look, the entirety of history's been undone. I'm there going, what's this now? Sorry, what? So then I remember going back to uni the following week and going on to, I didn't have a computer at that point, I was going onto the computer in the thing and going typing in Beast Wars and just going, oh my god. So rather than being what I had imagined was, oh yeah, the truck monkey sort of thing, when I realized just how lovingly respectful of that it was, I was like, oh my god, I need to know everything there is to know about this. This just sounds so freaking cool. And the Titan books were coming back out, I think about the same time. My timeline squishes into one massive thing. And I started buying the Dreamwave books. And actually the comic book shop that I was going to collect my Transformers books from was where I met my wife, because she worked in the comic book shop. So it sort of, my life is to say that Transformers has been a thread that's run through it would be an understatement.
That's very cool.
But yeah,
that is actually really cool.
Yeah. So
and now I have a son who couldn't give two shits about Transformers. I passed on all the wrong genes.
Fast forward then.
Sorry, someone asked. My dad's Italian. I saw that pop up. Sorry. Yes.
I've saved it to the things. I'm not sure what that was the question. I wanted to know. Was it the mum or the dad?
What difference does it make?
It makes all the difference.
I've saved some questions, so don't worry if you ask questions.
Okay.
I've saved the questions, so I've put them in the start bit.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Right.
So we'll be able to come to that. Go on, Pete.
So,
what were you saying?
Sorry.
Fast forwarding then, JP, to you being in a position where
easy now.
You've learned to colour and stuff. What was the opportunity?
I've learned what colours are. Yeah.
What was the opportunity?
I'm working on blue next week.
That should be next week's.
Careful now. Take your time.
How did you get your first opportunity to colour for Transformers?
Right. So I was sort of telling you just before that I started out as a writer. So I was writing. I wanted to write screenplays and for animation and various stuff. There's a very long and convoluted story which didn't work out. Where I had a contact for the 2002 He-Man cartoon, and I wrote a couple of spec scripts for that. And then by the time I was kind of ready, they'd cancelled it. So that'll be forever one of my heartbreak things. But anyway, so a few of the people I really admired in TV and film were doing comics. So I thought I'll follow their work. I've read their comics and I started to learn the form a little bit. And at my wife's comic shop, this is where everything connects. They had a group that met once every couple of weeks, I think, where artists and writers and whatever would come together and we'd try and put together some small press stuff. And I decided I wanted my stories in colour. Didn't know any colourists. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I taught myself how to do it over the course of thousands of just test pages for my own, every spare minute I was colouring stuff. And what happened was, if you remember the Transformers mosaics, were done in one page sort of fan story type things. And that for a while some of those were in the IDW books at the back as well. And I had an idea that I wanted to do 22 single pages that were also one story. So they were all standalone, but they also built into a bigger picture. And I wrote this outline for it, and we were getting artists, and I think I coloured it all from memory. But anyway, and I did a bit of a search. Because there were characters that were in there. There was Stepper, because I was trying to use characters that IDW wasn't using, and Twincast. Yeah, and I was like, I want those. So I started looking for a bit of fan art, and one of the people that turned up in my search was Casey Collar, who seemed to very much enjoy jazz. And I sent him a message on DeviantArt, and I was like, hey, I really like your work. You've done some cool pinups and stuff. Would you be interested at all? Maybe just doing like some sequentials for a fun, just a project thing, just whatever. And to my absolute delight, he said yes. And yeah, so we just did he did a couple of pages for that, which I colored, and Casey and I stayed in contact. They did the talent search, which Casey won. Along in that mosaic journey, I'd also worked with Matt Frank, who's gone on to do like Godzilla and various things, and he got a gig to doing a book based on Clash of the Titans, and he asked me to be the colorist on that. So that was my first ever book that I did. And then in the meantime, I did bits. I did like Doctor Who, and I did like fill-in bits and pieces. I did Godzilla as well. And there, an opportunity came up to color a couple of Casey's covers for G.I. Joe and Transformers for New York Comic Con exclusive covers. And that was the where the door opened. And it stayed open, but I didn't go in for quite a long time after that. But I was still, plugging away doing bits and bobs. In the meantime, I said to you how utterly nervous I was meeting Simon Furman. I also met Andrew Wildman, who, again, I tried not to stumble over my words. But over the course of a few years, I kind of got chatting to them, and I think they were like, he's not right in the head, but he's not dangerous. So they let me hang around. And yeah, when the time came for Regeneration 1, which was really the big thing for me, where the door really opened, I contacted Chris Ryle, who had been lovely. Chris Ryle, as editor-in-chief of IDW, was one of the most approachable people on earth, considering where he was in the chain. And I would send him stuff, and he'd be like, "Yeah, this is good. Give me pointers." And yeah, I said, "Look, I realize you will have lots of people who want this. I realize you have lots of people who will be more than capable and excellent at this. Because I'm terrible. I'm not good at selling myself, other than prostitution, but not my work. I'm not very good at. Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's what I mean. Instead of having a plain red light, I've got this pulsing one, and no one knows what I'm offering. But this is the first time I sort of went, look, and even then it was very, Notting Hill. Oh, well, yes, I'm sorry. Would you terribly? I very much like. He said, well, it's kind of up to Andrew. I happened to be at a TF Nation, Auto Assembly. Was chatting to Andrew about it, and and there were people there who I admire as colorists that I thought, well, they're going to get it, but I've got to at least let people know I'm interested. And to my surprise, it was Andrew who said, I'm really keen for you to do the colors.
Oh, wow.
I told a bit of the story at TF Nation about it. That wasn't quite the end of the story, but that's how that began. And then after that, they just couldn't get rid of me. So.
And when I always think you must have such discipline to do being a colorist and also being an artist and also writing, like to sit down and then start constructing stuff from your mind. What do you find that like the hardest, and what do you find the most rewarding? Is it more rewarding to the artistic side, or is it more rewarding sitting down and typing and being, I'm really happy with that?
It's what I would say is it's much harder to write, but it's also if it goes right, then the end result is such a high. If it goes right, if it has the reaction that you want people to have, it's the hardest because you're sat with a blank page. Where do I start? No. Whereas when you're coloring, it's a bit more automatic. Here's the page. It's already set out. What am I going to do with it? And you have 1,000 ideas. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. depending on what the artist has done, some choices are made for you, or you have free reign. So coloring is less like stressful, but you get to see the finished article, so there's like an immediate bit of gratification as well. But the joy of writing is you're at the beginning of the process, which means you have all the time in the world. And when you're a colorist and suddenly they're like, yeah, you're gonna have 20 pages to do in 3 days because we've got 4 artists banging it out at the same time, and you're there going, oh, I was looking forward to sleeping this week. So yeah, they're ups and downs to both. I mean, like I say, I love storytelling. So when I color, I like to tell story through color. And again, I talked a bit about TF Nation, about the use of particular colors to symbolize certain things. Like green being like the Matrix monster in Regen. And whenever you see the color red, it implies Megatron's nearby. And when you see blue, it's supposed to indicate like the Matrix was supposed to have gone to Hot Rod and not Optimus. So there's all these like little color things. So they're just there for me to help tell the story. Whether people notice or not is irrelevant, but it's part of my joy is storytelling. So if I can get that on the page, it doesn't matter which stage of the process I'm in. I want to be part of the team, helping it be the best that we can make it, really.
And you do more of one or the other, because we spoke to a few people like some like Jack and like they will paint in their own time, like just for fun and stuff. Not many people ever say like, well, in my own time I'll just start writing and I'll just write for ages. A lot of people will paint and do the more artistic stuff. No one really seems to. Is that? Do you do more?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I will say that the nature of that for quite a few years there. I mean, I've said it. So I have had a other employment throughout my entire comics career. So I've tended to work. I mean, during Regeneration 1, I had a full-time job. I was also writing Turtles. I think I was also coloring an issue of Turtles. I was also doing 2000 AD at the same time. And I think I was doing 19 Comic-Cons a year.
Bloody
so I was averaging 16-hour days, 7 days a week for like years, which I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler. It's not actually very good for you. I don't know if so there was very little time in that period to do anything for joy. I did some Star Trek fan art, like posters I did recently. That was just joy, where I had a bit of time. But writing, I try to. I mean, at the minute, I'm writing for a comic that I can't say anything about, which is really irritating because I was hoping I'd be able to tell people, but I can't. So that's going to come out in the next. Well, they'll have to announce it first. So, but 2 months after the announcement, probably.
Something is happening in a certain amount of time.
And you will be doing it.
There's a story involving characters that do actions to a conclusion in an illustrated narrative form. Oh my god!
It's a world exclusive.
Right, yeah, you heard it here first. So yeah, I do. I mean, there's bits and pieces. I wrote a one shot, which I might be doing a reprint of, which was like a one shot horror story that was just. I had it in my head for ages, and I wanted to do it. And paid an artist to draw it. I coloured it, I lettered it, got it printed. So I might do a reissue of that because it's been about 10 years since that came out. And there's a book I want to do with Ed Peary, which I've been talking to him for such a long time. He probably thinks I'm making it up. But for like a graphic novel that I want to do a Kickstarter of, and I've had him in mind for ages, and I've been putting money to one side to be able to pay him to illustrate that for me. But self-published stuff requires a lot of money, and Kickstarters and all that kind of stuff you've got to set up in place. So eventually I'll get to that. But yeah, no, I write for pleasure. I've got notebooks full of half scribbled ideas, and honestly, about 3 different like continuities of Transformers tales that I would love to do at some point, and all these abandoned spotlights and and stuff that I was like, I pitched, and it's like, oh yeah, you can't do that because we're using so and so in this story. Oh, cool. So yeah, there's tons of abandoned little avenues that could be picked up.
Nathan was saying, you keep your secrets. So Nathan's just launched his Kickstarter, which I believe you coloured one of the
I did
fronts for Brit Formers, which I believe launches either today, yesterday, or tomorrow. Oh no, I think it goes into production, so it's already smashed all its goals.
Yeah, they cooked awesome.
Succeeded it by like miles, and Brit Formers is I think it's releasing pretty much today or at the weekend.
It's very rare that I get time to do like a thing for someone else, because I barely get time to do anything for myself. But I was really happy to help Nathan because he's a good egg.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pleased that's gone really well for him.
No, really great guy.
I was just going to say, when we approached you like giggling fanboys at TFN this year to ask if you fancied coming on the show, I'm sure when we asked you, it was when you and a group of other artists were sat around well, you put some tables together, you were all sat around it on the Sunday night, I think it was. You might
was that when James Roberts sacrificed that girl in a blood orgy?
I think that was Saturday. I'm trying to remember when I had to wear my pagan gear.
Yeah.
But
Simon brought the goats.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
I waxed it.
And the goats. But is that something like, as a community, do you guys just it was weird, not weird, but it was strange to kind of see all these people sat around, just all with your sketchbooks and everything out, and just kind of like sat around a table, and there were so many people from our Transformers fandom sat just with their little groups, but just watching you guys kind of working. Is that something you do regularly at the conventions, where you all just get together and sit down at a table? Shall we all do drawing, or
we try and make it happen? Because I mean, the thing is, comics is like, it's quite a like a solitary, quite lonely bit, to be honest, because you're all just doing your bit on your own. So I love when I go to convention. I mean, I never get enough time with anybody, but I love to sit down. Alex Milne is one of my like dear friends, and I just like, I keep saying to him he should be burnt as a witch whenever he draws anything, because it's like, the humans aren't meant to do this. Whatever you've done there, that's not right. Something's not right with this. Something needs to be done. Marcelo I met once in New York Comic Con, I think it was, or something like we're talking about 2010, 2012, and I haven't seen him since. So I made an effort to try and chat to him and catch up with him again, because he's a good. They're all. I mean, it's just so unusual to say it, but everybody's so lovely and funny and talented, and you just want to spend time with them. So, I feel a bit spread thin at the end of the thing, because I want to catch up with people who I know and friends and comic people and fans and all that stuff as well. And I never ever do really get to see people as much as I would like. And I spent an extra day there before and an extra day after this year in the hopes of actually getting to talk to people. And it went reasonably well. Still didn't get any sleep, but I did actually get to speak to people. So, but yeah, we try, I'd say. I think, it's like a shared experience, particularly us, everybody that used to be at IDW. It's like, oh yeah, remember that? Remember we were cool? I'm still waiting for the phone to ring, Skybound.
Come on,
I'm ready when you
are. We've got some questions from the chat. So we've got first of all, Pisces, yep. And your tarot reading card is the Mayflower, which is optimistic. JP, can I bother you to colour more stuff for me? Chronicles of Cliffjumper After.
No, I find it really offensive when people ask me to colour stuff. I don't like it. Yes, of course I do. It might be a while. I'm in the middle of a busy block for the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. But there's a few people post TFN that have contacted me afterwards, so I'm like, yes, I shall do this for you. But it might be a little while yet. So yes.
Nikki asked, what do you colour with? And what medium?
So I only color using the fluids produced from my own body.
That's just the
so I-
traditional way. Yeah.
I work in red, yellow, brown. You thought I was going to say another color, but no, because that comes out one of those three colors. So no,
We're so hoping it's not red.
Oh well, you got to pay
medical advice.
you got to pay for my Patreon for that. Peter.
That's on the OnlyFans.
So yeah,
Oh,
I
dear.
tend to use a combination. I use Photoshop and I use Clip Studio. So I tend to use Clip Studio for doing the basic flats, and then I tend to use Photoshop for everything else. Just because, although I think I could do it on just one, I'm so used to the process that it just works for me. And I use a Wacom, which I don't know if I can lift it in front. It's this one, which is a Wacom Intuos tablet for my coloring. And that's it. Yeah, just those two programs on that tablet.
How hard do you find it? Like when you're coloring, 'cause when you Photoshop, you can get like into the like such detail, can't you? And how do you find, how tempting is it to go, I'll just correct this line here and push that back a bit? Like
it's got to the point where I cannot draw for real because I'm so used to the undo button that I cannot commit to a pencil on a like pencil's fine because you can go over it, but I can't commit like with paint or ink because I'm so used to being no, change, do that different. I'll change that. I will say in the beginning, I mean, the first panel I ever colored took me 12 hours, which is nuts. And I was like zooming in, to here and looking at every pixel. And of course, when you print it, you can't see any of those imperfections anyway. Yeah. So you kind of learn that, part of the reason why comics are done at this size is that the imperfections like just disappear when you do it at that. So I've got more comfortable with it not being super perfect if you look at it close up. And it's the same with the line work. If you look at some of the line work close up, it's not quite as polished as you think it is. And that's not a negative. It is understanding the medium that you're drawing for or coloring for. But there are times where the deadline is you've got an hour and a half to do a page and, or the book doesn't come out and everybody loses money. So you do what you have to do in the time that you've got. And that's never ideal, but I'm proud to say that every single book I've ever worked on has come out on time. It has meant that I've not slept. And no, it's not like you get a bonus. So all you get is organs that don't work properly. Exactly, yeah. But no, it is part of the. So you use actual. Yeah, I'm impressed. And really envious of people with the talent and the confidence to do it all by hand. If you see like Ed Pirrie, Jack Lawrence, Alex Milne, there's others, but like I've seen their work a lot with hand markers and paints and stuff, and it's just honestly amazing. Just really envious of that skill.
Nikki's also a Pisces, so
there you are. We are artistic. It is true. Yeah.
There you go.
And apparently our favourite body part is feet, according to something I read. So I will be on your OnlyFans. I need to say that. I'll be signing up.
Anybody from work ever watches this? I don't actually have an OnlyFans, just to be clear.
Yeah.
I have an idea now.
I've laid the groundwork for you. So. Free advertising.
Ed's Bumble Jumper 82 said, how exciting was it to work on Regeneration 1?
Unbelievably exciting, like dream come true stuff. To work on Marvel continuity, nothing can compare to that. So I mean that and Transformers 84 for different reasons. But yeah, I can remember when I was told that I definitely got the job. I was giddy. And I can remember looking at my bookshelf, which was next to where I worked, and I had all of the Titan trade paperbacks with Furman, Senior, Delbo, Budiansky. And I remember saying to my wife, I was like, there's going to be a book. Like my name is going to be on a book. and it's going to sit next to that on the shelf one day. And I'm goosebumping now because it still doesn't, like, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was working with people who, you know, my absolute heroes. And then, you know, with issue 0 to work on Jose Delbo, Jeff Anderson, Jeff Senior, you know, Nick Roach, who I'd done bits and pieces with before, and Casey. It was just like, well, you know, if I die now, I feel like this is, I don't know what's better than this. I have no idea what's better than working with these people.
And Casey, you know really well, if you came from Mosaic together doing that at the start, and then
Casey,
almost a similar journey at the start.
I refer to Casey as my brother. So I mean, like this year we went out to the States. We spent a week with them in the States, just hanging out, no conventions, no, just hanging out with family. First time he'd met my son. Oh no, sorry, that's a lie, because they stayed with us in the UK a few years before, but when Jake was really little. But first time we'd met, they'd adopted a child. First time we'd met their son and stuff. So him and his family are just treasured people to me. Bonded again through the joy of Transformers. And any chance to work with him again is just my happy place. So yeah,
that's too cool. Jermaine said, which Transformers is the biggest nightmare to color?
Victorion, because she makes my eyes hurt.
It's like cutting onions. You like coloring.
It's just I have like a trauma memory. It is like PTSD when I think of. I would say a lot of the characters from RID and More Than Meets the Eye are actually quite difficult to colour, and there's two reasons for that. One, they are often not coloured the same from issue to issue. So when the books were running late and they were like, JP, can you help? And I'd be like, yes, no problem. And then I would try and look at reference, and I'm like, oh my God, it's pink in this one, it's red in that one, that bit's not even coloured in this one. So it would cause me, like, you know, I could see the entries in the TF wiki going, this has been inconsistently coloured. I could feel the beads of sweat, but it was never been consistently coloured. So I had some challenges with some of those, but they weren't a nightmare. But I mean, if you look at the modern designs, tend to have too many colours on them if they've been interpreted by it. But if a colorist colours them, you know, look at Optimus Prime. He's red and he's blue, and there's bits of grey on him. You look at Constructicons, they're green, and there's a bit of black and purple. Like, effectively, the best Transformers for me have got these nice, simple, dominant, you know, two major colours sort of thing going on. So anything that's G1 works kind of, you know, pretty well and is easy. You fall into the pattern really quick. Whereas a lot of More Than Meets the Eye, whatever, you'd be there going, yeah, see, when you view them from this angle, you see that there? That's a different colour of red to this, and you go, oh God, okay. But no, ultimately, yeah, I'm going to say Victorion because I cannot avoid those colours just jar. It's like a 3D, you know, 3D glasses.
Yeah,
it's like looking at that for me, it hurts.
Bisso said, how did you get into working in comics? You've covered quite a bit of that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was artists who broke in, wanted me to colour their stuff, basically, that I'd work with doing fan stuff was pretty much how it happened. And persistence and a stupid number of hours practicing colouring in my own time until I finally, you know, got seen by the right person.
Skywalk's gone for, I don't know if he's talking meta. Do the characters talk words?
That was in reference to, that was in reference to JP's secret project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yes, I can assure you they do talk words, and they also perform actions.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes simultaneously. Yeah, you've guessed what it is now, haven't you?
That makes sense.
So obvious.
Chronicle said it's met 4 or 5 artists at cons. You've all been awesome. So you are all just spoke to you at the last TFN. Oh, he's such a cool guy, and like David Cousins, I was like, oh, such a cool guy. You meet Jack Lawrence, like, oh my god, why are they all so nice and cool and lovely and insanely funny as well, and full of wit. Jermaine said JP shares the same birthday as you. Don't say it on the internet.
I won't. I'll make it up. In fact, because probably the internet's got it wrong anyway. But you can't argue with the internet because the internet's always right. So it's October the 32nd.
That was a great day.
Yeah.
And that Rudy, he says, "Do you have a favorite sword from the fight sword on the Kick-Ass?"
So this was an image that was that weirdly is still massively, but I coloured it so long ago, which is a load of 80s heroes with their swords together, and it's I think it's like the Sword of Omens and He-Man's Power Sword and various ones. It would be He-Man's Power Sword is the answer if it would be my favourite sword from the cartoon. That's the one I want to own.
Toystar said Andy doesn't have an OnlyFans, but someone calls Andrea Ride does.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
She might.
I don't think Dave is saying Andrea. I think he's saying Andrea. But cheers, Dave. Appreciate your help with that.
Is it a change thing to?
That's why Donatello sucks, son. Anyway.
Andrea Rayner, who's not got a job now.
Andrea Rayner. Yeah, that's who it is.
Are you?
She probably does have her own OnlyFans now.
Yeah. So Biss has said it really enjoyed the use of retro colouring styles for 84. How was the process of choosing which colouring styles to choose?
So Transformers 84, as opposed to, I think you're talking about Transformers 84. I just want to check you don't mean issue 0 from the other one, because I'd use different styles in that. But for Transformers 84, I literally just went to, I took scans of the old comic Nel Yomtov's colours and blew them up till they were like this, so that I could see exactly how the colours were built up. So I did put some images of this at TF Nation, but it's like, people think, and you can get Photoshop to kind of cheat this, but it annoys me because the Photoshop cheat version really isn't how it worked. Like when you look at Dinobot grey, you kind of think, oh, you just use a grey, but no, you use the magenta, the yellow, and the cyan, and you overlap them so they're almost black, but they're slightly not fully overlapped, and then you spread them apart a bit, and then when you zoom it out, it looks grey. The other way, believe it or not, is to use green and magenta in squares and put them close together, and you'd think that's not going to look like grey, and you zoom out and it looks exactly like the grey you're expecting Grimlock to be. So there's a lot of stuff like that where I was like, okay, how did they do it? How did he do it, I should say? And I tried to be as faithful to that process as I could. I'm sure there's bits where I didn't quite hit it, but I very much tried to do the most honor to how it looked. And there's some bits that are easier to do in modern colors that so there's not a lot of just pure white in it where they would have been in the old colors. A lot of just white background. Yeah. And I didn't, Guido didn't draw empty backgrounds, so I felt honor bound to put things in them. So it's not exactly the same, but I felt like I tried to make it a love letter to it where I could.
Skywalk said, comic Soundwave, blue or purple?
If it's in the original run, he's purple. In Regeneration 1, I changed him to blue, but when you see him in flashback, he's purple. And there is an in-story reason for that, which as you learn, Soundwave is kind of being influenced. He's hearing things that are changing is the way that he is, and therefore I also decided to change his colours to suggest that he had changed from what you knew before. But when you see the flashbacks, he's canonically pinky purple, magenta. So yeah.
What do you think? Wrapping up now, the films, the recent films. So when the Bayverse film first came out in 2007, I absolutely loved it. I have liked quite a lot of the Bayverse films. TF1 was amazing, and I think if that had done so well, like it would have given you hope for the future of Transformers. that it's going to continue because Bavis gave it a massive shot in the arm. TF1, if that taken off, despite being in that, I think, in that absolutely amazing film. How did you find it, Bavis, TF1, and some of the ones in between?
I enjoyed TF1. I didn't love it to quite the same degree that I think almost everybody else has. And maybe it was a bit overhyped to me by the time I saw it, because I saw it quite late. And I haven't seen it since. I'm kind of excited to give it another watch. It is the second film I ever took my son to, so it's got a treasure spot in my heart for that. But I thought it was really good, and I thought it should have had another shot. I felt like it could only have gotten better. With the Bayverse stuff, the first Bay movie was not necessarily, it's not what I would have wanted, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. And the second film, I felt like had like everything that I enjoyed in the first one was more enjoyable, and everything I thought was rubbish in the first one was twice as bad. and that second film was like it got a real weird seesawing bit of like, oh, this is great. Oh, this is terrible. Oh man, this bit's awesome. Oh no, it's got a very uneven sort of feel to it. But really, I will say, but I loved Dark of the Moon. Like the action scenes for that, I thought were still that bit on the freeway when the big canisters are and it's all, he throws them in front, bats it out of the way, and transforms all in one shot. And I saw that at TF BotCon, where they introduced the film, and Michael Bay came out and went, "I'm going to show you 16 minutes of Dark of the Moon." And I put on my Bumblebee 3D helmet thing, and they showed that bit. And I remember, and Casey, who is not a fan at all of any of them, and he went, "Is it just me? Was that really good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was really good. It was really good." And so I still have, I haven't seen it now probably in 10, 15 years, but my memory is it was great. After that, I very much did not. I remember forcing my friends. I said, "Let's go see." Was it Age of Extinction? Was that number 4?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was mate. Honestly, the 3D in Dark of the Moon was so good. Like we've got to see this in 3D. You know, I'll pay for the extra, like, you know, because they weren't really into 3D. We've got to see it because it's going to be an experience.
Do you reputation on it? Yep, I stake my reputation on it. It's going to be a killer movie.
And I sat there, and the film ended, and I took off my 3D glasses and threw them into the distance. And I turned to everyone and I was like, "I'm really sorry. Like, I'm really sorry that I dragged you to this." And then I've not been to the cinema to see any of them except TF1 since. I wished I'd seen Bumblebee because that was brilliant. But yeah, I didn't. That last one,
Rise of the Beast. You see that?
Yeah, which actually, in a lot of ways, I quite enjoyed bits of it. But there's the bit at the end, and I try not to get too obsessed about like science, but the bit where like Chappie manages to take the bits of a dead robot who couldn't defeat the guy on his own, and is somehow now stronger than when he was alive with the bits on the guy, and I'm thinking that doesn't make any sense. And then Optimus Prime, again, try not to say sucked off, getting sucked off by Unicron, and he's being sucked off, but somehow the human character is firmly rooted to the ground in a way that he can hold a truck as a robot and not get pulled off. And you know, you're there going,
sucked off, pulled off. It's ridiculous.
I don't think any of this makes any sense. And I get it's transforming robots, and I shouldn't think about it too much. Consumed. Thank you, Scott. Yes. He's being To be
fair to Steve, I think it's the third time he's done that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
We've been talking about sucked off, consumed.
I think he's quite upset by this, and I totally understand why.
Skywalker SES is the provider of our quiz this evening. So
sucked off sounds funny. Pete, Andy, any more questions for our honourable guest?
We could probably be here all night, but we probably it's really 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
I only wanted to just rattle through very quickly the project that JP worked on.
Oh yeah.
Where I bought the when would it come out? 85,
It was 84 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, poster art in a trip to Leicester Vintage Toy Shop. I saw some poster art, and I got it home. I got it home, and the original poster, the original like A3 sheets were untouched from the 80s, but they hadn't. The paper had degraded. But I came up with this idea that, I wonder if JP coloured them, what they turn out like. And you worked on it over the space of like a year, didn't you?
We did it in batches, didn't we? Because it was big old ones.
But it just the way you brought them to life, bearing in mind these posters were sold with like 4 crayons, like a red, a yellow, a blue, and a black. They're just,
and that's exclusively what JP worked with. It's incredible work.
The funny thing is, I remember having this poster set, and I swear one set came with a silver crayon, because I remember I thought I was a king for having this silver, and I was so worried to use it because I didn't want to waste it. But can I just say, you haven't zoomed in on Megatron's moose knuckle? So if you can get the top picture, Megatron doesn't have a hand. He's got a moose knuckle on the left hand side there. It's so weird. It's just like 2 robot sausages. So when I coloured it, I fixed it and I gave him fingers. But it's the sort of thing as well that when it's in black and white, you don't notice it. But as soon as you start putting shapes and colour to it, you realise there's all sorts of mistakes. And that was one of them. Megatron's moose knuckle, TM.
But
he's got more fingers than you've ever seen before. Megatron's moose knuckle.
Megatron's moose knuckle.
Oh dear.
You've seen a camel toe, but you haven't seen a moose knuckle.
It's much more than meets the eye.
But these are still like pride of place. Like on my wall, I've got them on the pillar. They're just such a.
And hopefully you've got the 2 knives up there as well.
Yes. Yeah. Because Home Invasion is not a joke, JP.
He gets it.
But no, I just wanted to, because I posted about it. It's a couple of years since you've done them now. And they're just such a cool thing, kind of being able to mash the 2 with, modern,
Is that your idea, Pete?
Was it my idea? Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It was
the
just
shock. The shock involved. Whoa! Was that your idea?
I mean,
Braun.
once in every couple of years, I come up with a doozy.
What was I doing?
And that was it.
What a way to end the show. JP, thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been
thank you very much for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Shows ever. Pete, Andy, brilliant co-host as always. We'll be back next week on Friday, 8 o'clock probably. Head to Facebook, Transformers the Show. You can join us there for a chat. But thank you so much, and thank you so much for your questions for JP. It's been a really good night. We'll see you next week. Au revoir. Bye-bye.
It's time for Transformers, the show!